camera. What do you mean? You've been on camera every week.
It's a lie.
What do you mean it's a lie?
It's my twin.
This is the worst lie you made tonight.
First one. Oh, there's going to be many more.
All right.
What do you mean there's going to be many more? No.
We should be live, just waiting on somebody to give us the confirmation in chat.
Let's go.
Live. Thank you, 8's J. Hello, everyone. It's Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything, and welcome back to another episode of Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Crazy 8's. This is episode 90, The Man on the Moon. I don't remember the title. It was like
What
2
do you
hours
mean you
ago.
don't-
A Warrior's Farewell.
A man on the moon?
This is not sevens. Where are you?
A Warrior's Farewell.
Like, what do you mean?
I don't know.
Judge. I think the food knocked him out.
Yeah,
really good.
I missed that one. Listen, we got our Arc 7 finale coverage here, breaking down everything post Yugioh Qu Duel. We're going to talk about Qu Duel. We're going to rank this arc versus the other arcs. We have 7 for Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s, of course, and we're going to rank the 7 arcs, or at least where we have this one. And we're just going to talk about Qu Duel as a villain and where the story goes from here, and a bit of a concern that I have as we enter arc number 8, assumingly the final arc of season 2, before we get to season 3. I am joined by none other than Dredger, Pete. How are you boys doing tonight?
Not bad.
Doing well, sir. How are you?
Good, I'm doing good. And we are joined, making his debut on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything podcast. I'm sure it's a username that you guys have seen many times in chat. Satsuki Adachi. Satsuki, it's a pleasure to have you, man. How you doing?
Oh man, it's been a long time we've been playing this. I know I told you this many times over the years.
Yeah.
I've been trying. Finally, I'm done with college. I started was my actually graduation gift.
Graduation gift to come here
Yeah.
to the Talking Yu-Gi-Oh!
It was a
studio.
little
Wow.
It was a little
Hey.
extra.
That is crazy. No, I love it.
That's the biggest compliment you'll ever get.
Hey, thank you, Satsuki.
No
I appreciate
problem,
it.
no
And all the
problem.
support you've given me over the years, literally like 5-6 years you've been watching and around.
man.
So, thank you so much for that. And it's an honor to have you, and we can't wait to
you
talk.
can't imagine how much it's been an honor for me, actually.
Oh, thank you, dude.
It's been a big what if. It's been a big what if it could come. Thankfully, your surgery, you've been recovering. Thankfully, if you've not been recovering, I would have been here kicking your ass.
That's right.
There you go.
He would have beaten you to it.
That's true. I probably would have. That's not
We already
even a
got one
question.
violent friend in the group. No, I'm kidding.
Bro,
Dredger,
maybe
Dredger
like-
is not violent.
Maybe 10 years ago.
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe
I won't
10
argue
years.
10 years ago.
Treasure, you probably would have done it tonight at the restaurant if you didn't recover.
I could have.
But Satsuki, we're going to get his thoughts on Go Rush as well and
Go
Yu-Gi-Oh!
for
as a
it.
whole. So very excited to have him on and very excited to be with you guys on this wonderful Wednesday evening. I am feeling better. This is definitely the best I've felt since Jump Festa. So that's a good sign. Hopefully I'll be able to get back to regular streaming. I'm hoping either this weekend or most likely early next week. But before we get there, I do want to thank everybody who donated or super chatted in last week's episode 89. A huge thank you to Image Breaker 96, JR Glenn, Ice Aiden, Stinkfly, Legendary Duels, Shark Messiah, Have a Mitsuko Christmas, Natalie, Dark Emperor J, Crystal Colden, Loretta, Libestowed, Delayed on MTA, and a special thank you to Angie, who donated over $100 last week.
Oh, Angie.
Angie is right. Thank you, Angie. Thank you, Angie. I appreciate it, and I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas for those that celebrated, and a Happy Holidays as well in general as we approach the new year, and it's going to be a while before we have another episode of Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Crazy 8's. Currently, the subber is flying to a different country for vacation, as was posted on the Entame Subs official Tumblr account. Episodes 91 and 92 are not going to be out probably until the later part of January, so for the next probably 3 weeks, we are not going to have an episode for you guys because
Also, the show itself is taking
the
a week.
subs are and the show itself is taking a week, and the subs are going to be delayed, understandably so. So we will fill that time. I do plan to be live Wednesday nights. We'll do an after dark. We're flirting with some different ideas. Gingerbread, maybe. We're flirting with some different ideas right now. But do want to give you an update on that. But before we get to next week, and the week after that, and the week after that, we've got to talk about episode 90, Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush, the end of arc number 7. Also, Nick T and Caliber are both in Florida, for those wondering about them.
Well, Cal's actually just about to board. So
True, Cal is on the flight to Florida.
He's actually meeting Nick T there. Did you hear about that?
Yes, him and Nick
Wait,
T are hanging
really?
out. Yeah.
How crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, they're hanging out.
Oh, damn. I'm starting shaking. I got some big shoes to fill.
You
Holy
do?
shit.
No, you're good.
Actually, yeah.
Those
it's
guys?
Smallest shoes. You could, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. So they're going on a
Are they actually meeting each other down there? 'Cause
Actually,
I want
it'd
to
be
see
funny
that.
to
I
do
want
that.
to see the day Nick T actually hangs out with us on a trip. When do you think that's gonna happen?
Oh my god.
I
Oh,
mean,
jeez.
We got unhinged Pete tonight. Just a warning.
I think you'll be
fair warning
waiting
for
another. How
everyone.
old are you? 29. I think you'll be waiting another 29 years.
Oh no!
Damn, I thought Pete, you were on Hinge at the restaurant. But
Yeah.
Damn, that's a whole new set of
here we
scenes.
go.
No, we're carrying it over. All right, who wants? Before we get into the thoughts on episode 90, Satsuki, I actually want to start with
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Just your overall thoughts on Go Rush. Be honest, how much you've seen of it.
Honestly,
and just your thoughts on Go Rush.
Honestly, it's been 50-50 for me because
Okay.
like I've just been busy with everything. Like my schedule has been packed.
School,
like, 24/7 for like the last couple months. It's been insane, but like the moments I've been able to catch a glimpse of it, it looks so much more fun. It looks so different compared to like a couple years ago with Yu-Gi-Oh! Reigns and everything.
Oh, was Reigns the last one you saw in full?
Yeah, in full. Yes,
Okay.
it was.
Okay. So Sevens was also bits and pieces.
Yeah, it was bits and pieces.
Yep. Okay.
everywhere.
Gotcha.
But honestly, like the animation looks great. It's been like a massive. I'll be honest, Reigns' animation
Thank
has been good.
you
but
Yeah.
for me, this
for
is
the
looking so much better.
dono. Yeah. So you like the animation more?
Also, I like it more.
Cool. Yeah.
The monster's been looking like really different. Like
Yeah.
we still have like our typical ones like magician, dragons, and everything.
Right.
But like seeing like a whole new kind of monster.
Well, the
like,
galaxy type. Yeah.
oh, that one's honestly terrified me the first time I saw it. I was like, what? Where did this
Samu
go?
Reineck. Yeah.
Where did this go?
Yep.
I'm like, I'm used to the regular type monsters that we used to have over the years, but this is new.
Yeah.
I give them props.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like, holy shit. But
Yeah.
like, the most recent episode, I got to give my thoughts on it. It's like, it was very good.
Yep.
Very much like a compelling, like, end of like arc. It was, holy shit. Like,
Yeah.
It was worth it, honestly. Like, if you didn't see it, go watch it. Please go watch it. It was very good.
I agree. That last episode was great. Also, Satsuki, you are going to help us break the record for most expletives dropped on a podcast here. So
I'm
I want
so
to thank
sorry.
you. No, that's fine. I think we already may have set the record. So thank
It's
you.
close. To transition
Thank
off
you.
of that for a hot second, go right there for me, sir.
Okay.
I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
No.
It's okay,
I
no
know,
worries.
I'm just teasing.
Honestly,
man.
the
You're
chat
fine.
loves you. They're cheering you on. So.
Yeah.
I hope so. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't have the
Yo,
chat
what do you got
open.
going on over there, bud?
What did you do?
I got nothing.
Streamlabs.
You're still up on my end.
So, okay, this
Wait,
is the
what happened?
weirdest thing, but Streamlabs desktop has encountered a critical error. The application just crashed. Would you like to send a report to developers? Streamlabs is
gone.
gone.
It's gone.
It's not up on my
You-
computer,
Live.
but we are still live.
This
If-
is actually crazy.
If
You might have to
What
stay on
the
that.
hell?
You might not be
Oh,
able to
no,
exit that.
but I won't be
What
able
did
to read the link.
It's gonna be tough.
And
Wait, can you go to like a different? Is there a way to like? Can you try just go on the internet? Like go on the internet. Go like. Is there another tab you can
oh
find
wait,
them?
no, you might be
Yeah,
right.
go in there.
Did I drop the? Did I drop like?
That's
swear
what it
words?
was. You got us canceled. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
He's kidding.
I know.
Oh my
I know.
God.
but,
I
like,
honestly blacked out. You were saying some stuff, and I was like,
I
hey.
can't believe we stayed live with that crashing
The
like
fact
that.
that Streamlabs is
I'm
not up right
terrified.
now.
I won't be able to change any scene, but luckily I don't need to.
Yeah.
Streamlabs, according to this, is dead, but we're still live.
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, I love this
I think
channel.
so.
Oh, this is the weirdest thing, dude.
Dude, I'm sorry. I've said it before. Streamlabs is trash.
Yeah, it's
Oh
not
my
great.
god, it's so bad.
No, you can't. You refresh it, then it will. I don't even know what would happen.
I
It would
can't
be good.
refresh it. No, we're fine. All right. Well, we're just gonna have to keep this error screen up.
but you still gotta find that down.
Weird thing. I found
Yeah.
it. Angie, thank you for the $140
No,
donation.
No. Why?
Angie.
Holy shit.
Angie, thank you so freaking much,
I'm
Angie.
so sorry.
You're the absolute best. Let's round that number out for the end of the year. I love you guys dearly, even the ones that are MIA, pronounced M-I-A, Dylan, not Mia. See you guys real soon for that send-off. Here's to 2024, boys. Here's to 3 years of friendship. Here is to
That's
3
my water.
years of... Oh.
I don't have
Cheers.
water on me, so
Yeah.
you're just gonna have
3
to.
Here's
years.
to 3 years of
Damn.
friendship. Yeah.
Oh, don't do that.
Thank you, Angie. To 3 years.
Let's go.
For the
Hey,
dono.
don't spill on the computer, please.
Yeah, I know that's not water too. I got to be careful.
are you
Angie,
doing?
thank you so freaking much for the massive, massive donation. Angie, you rock. Love you. Thank you. Can't wait to see you soon. First finale of an arc that Angie actually has not been a part of in a while. Did your computer crash too?
No,
No,
it's just
no,
been-
no.
It's been loading.
Still
It just
I'm
keeps
the, I'm
loading.
the only one up right now.
it's been-
All right. I this is the weirdest thing. Streamlabs is not up, but we are live.
let's just say maybe I've dropped the F-bomb a little bit too much, and the computer did not like it.
I mean, maybe. I don't know what's going on.
If YouTube is saying something, I'm gonna take it on me. I'm so sorry.
No. No, it's not you.
It's Streamlabs.
It's
It's not you.
Streamlabs. But anyway, all right. Well, Streamlabs is dead, but we are going to get back to the production. I still can do polls and stuff. I don't know. This is weird.
Wait, what?
Well, yeah, because
At
polls
any
are through
moment, this
YouTube.
stream could just cut off.
I'm going to get the poll started. Do either of you guys want to start with your thoughts on episode 90? I did give my review this morning.
Yeah, see, normally I would cut it to you for that joke, but since you did a review, I will start.
I'd love for you to start it. Yeah.
Yeah, episode 90, man. Finale of Arc 7. It was a doozy. We said a lot during the reaction yesterday, but I guess we wanted to hold more of our in-depth thoughts. But here in general impressions, it was great. This is definitely an episode that probably one of my top episodes in all of Rush Yugioh throughout the 2 shows here so far. I think that's very fair to say. Probably in my top 3. Emotional. I didn't expect it to be like that. That last 5 minutes is just crazy. And just seeing kind of the outside look finally of us being in the space time the whole time was we paused Arc 6 to jump into Arc 7, and then we ended up in the same moment that Arc 6 ended. I thought that was a really creative and wild thing to do for the show. Really enjoyed that. And then, what can you say about Qu Duel? I mean, I don't think it's outlandish to say that he was an arc saver. Maybe the last 2 arcs savior.
Yeah.
The man was fantastic. I'll surely miss his character, and I'm excited for an entire another year of what could come.
Yeah, well said. Satsuki, your thoughts on the episode?
Honestly, it reminds me one of these. It was a redemption. A little bit for me. It felt like a redemption arc is maybe happening, or if we don't see his character again, I'm like, this was the closure that was necessary, and it felt very, very well done. I'm gonna give props to the studio.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably the best redemption I've seen in a long time. Not just in the Yu-Gi-Oh space, but in movie in general. It felt really good.
Yeah.
The pace was well done. The words used for his sending his message was very, very well paced and everything. And he expressed himself very well. And probably one of the most enjoyable episodes I actually watched with you guys on stream.
Yeah.
I was there.
I'm happy we were able to do a big watch along for it.
Yeah, it was
It didn't get blocked this time.
Did not get blocked. No.
Wait, did you guys get blocked before?
89 because I showed the opening visuals. Yeah.
Okay, this is still sad that they actually done it because it felt why?
I don't know why. It's a bot though that blocks it. They just have a bot waiting. Yeah, music. Yeah.
Oh, it's one of those kind of things.
Yep.
Oh, I mean.
But no, we were happy that you were there for 90, man, and
it was worth it.
It was good. It was really, really good. Dredge, your general thoughts? Are you as positive as they are on it?
Yeah, again, I think I said
you
yesterday.
for
and even
the
thinking about it,
dono.
probably it goes number 3 for arcs in this show for me. I know you had it more 4 or 5. I just thought it was really well done. It's the first, the Yugioh arc was very good. And I'd argue the problem is I have that phaser arc low. Even though how good it was, that ending, and we talk about this, when the ending of an arc is not good, I almost forget about the rest of it.
Yeah,
that ending just really, really bothered me. So, not touching on that anymore, but just it was great what they did for Qu Duel. Captivating on screen. Love the voice actor, as I said again from last week. The way they we think killed the character, right? That's the argument. Is he went back to the galaxy?
Yeah, seems that way.
We haven't seen that in Rush Yu-Gi-Oh! Really.
No.
It's and to say we have a whole other season, I'm excited to see what's to come. You know what I mean? But yeah, really enjoyed it. I'd mark it as great. Even with that beginning part of the arc, which was rough with some of that humor, just didn't hit for me. And some of the duels were, falling asleep to and things like that. But overall, just that ending, I've always been a proponent of endings and villains. So for that reason, that arc was great for me. And as you said last night, Qu Duel, I thought about it. He's close to that top 10 of all Yu-Gi-Oh villains. It's closer than I thought. And I haven't seen Arc 5 or Zexal, so definitely without seeing those 2, I think he makes the top 5. So I assume I'll see better villains, but just really well done. Great job by the studio. And just, who's next?
Yeah, this episode was, I think, as close to a masterpiece for Yu-Gi-Oh! As you can possibly get. I know that's high praise, but I can't understate how much I love this episode. Watched it for a second time this morning before I did my review, and there were so many elements that I think were done so excellently well. Qu Duel's character wrapping up, the team actually having the guts to kill him off permanently and not allow him to become one with Yugioh, even though Yugioh was willing to allow that to happen. Yugioh finally gets what I felt was his best moment this season and what's been a very lackluster season for him, and a story for him ever since the Yugioh stuff ended at the end of the first season. So Yugioh was great. Qu Duel was great. The usage of the characters' cards, Yuumu and Yuhi, their cards had use together. The Vulgarians had use together. The Gohayuna and Rovian scene, them having synergy together was really cool. So the utilization of the characters' cards as well was very well done. So the duel structure was great. The super poly where Qu Duel uses one of Yugioh's monsters, his Transamu, to fuse with Qu Duel's Transamu, and then Qu Duel getting over 12,000 life points and Yugioh having to find a way to beat him in one turn before he gives his monster back. Them sharing a monster, similar to how we thought maybe they'd be sharing bodies after this duel concludes. And we got some great backstory as well when it came to the creator, when it came to, not even really the creator, but when it came to what Vulgarians are, what Qu Duel is, the whole Milky Way versus Andromeda Galaxy, and the connection there. And some really weird stuff when it comes to Yuga. Yuga has a line here where he says he created the galaxy archetype based on the many galaxies that are out there. And he says, just like the creator created the Vulgarians based off the many galaxies that are out there, that can't be a coincidence. Yuga says that, not me. Not me saying it can't be a coincidence. The Odo bloodline is weird. I think there is a likely chance Yuga and Otis are one and the same. If not, I do believe almost definitely that Otis is part of the Odo family. Maybe Yuga's father or someone, a descendant there. And that's why Otis's Earth Damar acting, which is the creator, acting similarly to Yuga would make sense because it could be a family lineage, or if they are one and the same, it's also technically Yuga's Earth Damar acting that way, just having the ability to create actual real-life beings thanks to the power of the Earth Damar versus what Yuga can do, which is create Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Two pretty massively different scales there of power, but that's a human being versus, an Earth Damar that's able to create. So, we'll talk more about that, of course, but Qu Duel, top 10 villain. I think I have him probably 6th or 7th. I went through the list. Yeah, I mean, he was fantastic, and, we'll get into more of the specifics, but generally, I just thought it was a masterpiece of an episode.
Agreed. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
100% agree.
Yeah. We talk about, I want to start there. We talk about Yuga and and he disappears as soon as this arc ends because why wouldn't he? Because that's what Yuga does. The connection between Yuga creating cards based off the galaxies, the creator creating Karatumata based off the galaxies, Yuga saying it can't be a coincidence. Pete, what does it all mean?
I just want you to be very careful that you don't disparage my boy.
I didn't say anything disparaging.
You're leaning a certain way. I can tell.
It's getting there. It's definitely getting there.
I need.
I don't know where you're going with this.
I need you. You swung this pendulum a few times now, and you unfairly judged him on his dueling record, which you're just lacking context in there. I guess you're a guy that just looks at stats, win-loss record. Okay, no problem. Then you gave him all this credit in the world and said, he's the guy, right? He's the Pac-Man guy, right?
Yes.
Now it doesn't seem like any of that matters. He saves our people in the space-time, and the only thing coming out of this is, wow, he's really suspicious, right? That's the only thing. You can't go,
There's
man,
something weird.
He saved everybody. There's no credit.
There is
no
something
credit.
weird
There's no
going
thank
on
you,
with Yuga.
There's
Because
nothing.
because man, there's with the Odo crest, there's something weird going on,
I'm not
man.
saying that there's not an interesting situation of his lineage.
He could be the final villain.
No, you see that? There
all
you
I'm
go.
saying.
See, there
That's
you go.
all I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying.
all I'm saying.
You're going. You're.
That's all I'm saying.
You're disparaging his name.
I'm
a little
not
bit.
disparaging.
You are, And I think you need to put a little more respect on our 7's protagonist and a man who has single-handedly helped save our characters several times now in this show.
Okay.
Just saying.
But you're ignoring the red flags that are flying high over the Yuga Odo family.
I don't think they're as crazy red flags as you think they are.
You don't think something weird's going on?
Could there be something weird with the family? Probably, right? But that doesn't necessarily mean Yuga is a bad person.
I agree with that.
Okay,
I agree with that.
That's what I'm saying. It's just you got to watch what
But
you say.
but there is something weird. But listen, Qu Duel wanted the Odos gone. He recognized the Odo name. There's something there with the Odos.
I mean,
it might not be
you could say
Yuga.
that speaking off of Qu Duel had the creator's intentions inside of him.
Maybe.
Creator Otis hates the Odos already.
Maybe.
You kind of make those leaps and bounds.
But the family crest being the galaxies merging.
Yeah, I mean, that's fascinating. I mean, I think that line is clearly not a throwaway of like he had the same ideas as the creator did. There's a deep connection there, but I don't think there's anything new there. Like we know Otis and Yuga had a extreme connection. That was his mortal enemy. So it's just the Earth Thamar of Otis. So
Right.
I'm not shocked that like, oh wow, they think similarly. It's like, well, yeah, duh. Like that's how
Well,
it
but
was.
we still have a lot of question marks when it comes to who
Thank
Otis
you
is, right? I mean,
for
that,
the
that's
I mean, will
the
the
other-
show even answer that?
I don't
Who
know.
knows? In my mind, he's dead.
Well,
In my mind, he's dead.
okay.
Burned to a crisp.
That's fair. In my mind, he's somewhere out there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
That's because
so
you're
that's fair.
insane.
In fact,
That's why.
he may have been in this episode.
Hey,
Oh yeah, where? Where?
I will go.
Judge
and
might have a
add-
screenshot up.
I don't know. I maybe want to add like a little something.
Please,
both
please
of your
do.
opinions. It's like, do I believe he's out there? I want to believe.
Yep.
Is he really out there? I'm not 100% sure. It's so hard to say. Like, do I want answers? Yes.
Yep.
Are we gonna get them? That, however, is very hard to say.
They have clearly, it's a very good point. They have clearly been very hesitant to give us any direct answers when it comes to the identity of Otis. That's not to say that like they're not planning to, or maybe there isn't something deeper there. I just feel like the connection between those characters has to be deeper than what we know. And I'm okay with it them not being the same character. I'm not like, even though I think that that's where it's headed, like I'm okay with it not being one and the same between Otis and Yuga. But to say that there's no deeper connection there with now all the red flags we've gotten, I think is crazy.
I didn't say that.
I know you didn't say that.
I'm
I know
just
you didn't say
saying
that. But there's something.
He pulled a classic Yuga, and he realized at the end a little bit more. He withheld it from all the other characters in the show and the audience, and then dipped.
Is that selfish?
I mean, it's just. I think Yuga is cursed by what a lot of geniuses are cursed by, and that they are not the best communicator with their words.
Okay.
And I think that once they realize something or a potential solution to a problem, they kind of just do.
Yep.
And they really don't think about how that could make someone feel or how they should probably tell people.
Yep.
They kind of just go.
Yeah,
So
that's
I think
fair.
he's kind of cursed by that.
Yeah. No, I can see that. Dredge, your input on this whole Yuga creator stuff going on here.
I mean,
You think I'm making a mountain out of a molehill?
no, you're not making that, but you're stretching a little.
Okay.
You're going a little.
I'm reaching for first.
No. Why would you? What are you sliding into first
Yeah,
base?
like first base,
Why
yeah.
you be reaching for
It's
second?
an infield single. I'm trying to beat out.
And you're sliding.
So you're
you should be
yourself
sliding.
saying that the hit is not that big of a deal. Like,
No.
you didn't really get a hit.
No.
It was like a meat
Because there's a guy on
infield
third
single.
with 2 outs. If I run it out, we walk off the game.
dono.
Oh boy, here we go again.
Got the sports analogy for everybody. I was not a fan of, and Pete was a fan. I don't know if Pete might have been just trolling. I'm not sure, but he wanted Yugo to solo Qu Duel. That was a meme going
was
around for
for
a
it.
bit. Now Yuga is our protagonist of 7's. Yuga is at best a side character in Go Rush. When he comes in, he does always have something important for to share or to not share, or to withhold, however you want to look at it.
Yep.
But there's got to be some importance there. Those lines are not just there for show. I just went back and Dylan could attest. I was looking back at the lines he said.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a coincidence. And there's a word where he says just, and it was in italics. But yeah, it's Yuga, Otis, final villain, creator. See, I'm under more of the impression that the creator's not dead. I just
Okay.
I mean, it could be, but I'm more I'm not sure if Yugi is the creator from a different time. There's so many ways you go with this, right?
Yeah, there is.
I do think
We don't even know if it's definitely like Otis's Earth Damar. Like, yes, that's what we've been told.
Yeah.
But Qu Duel just proved in the last arc that what we've been told, maybe we should be taking with a grain of salt.
100%.
Like, I mean, we thought that Yugioh had an interaction with the creator, and the creator was this, like, you know, bastard of a person that was like, oh, you're doomed to keep fighting over. That was Qu Duel pretending to be the creator. So there was never any interaction with the creator. So, like, I think Qu Duel should also prove to us that what we're being shown and told, maybe we shouldn't 100% take at face value as well.
Agreed.
Yeah. So, the creator being Otis's Earth Damar, we don't even know if that's the truth.
Yeah, so that's and so we got a lot to figure out in this once we move into season 3 and this final arc of season 2, to really see, you know, is it Yuga? Is it the creator? Is it the Earth Damar? Who's the next? Who's that villain? Who's the one that, you know, you assume is the creator is the reason that Vulgarians have a set lifespan, but who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, but the fun thing is that we have one more year.
We have one more year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
With the extra year, it's like you're having
do
a
anything.
whole new possibilities on the on the table right now. It's like
Yeah.
you never know. It's like maybe you're gonna know it like in 2 weeks. Maybe like next arc. Who knows? Maybe the final episode. You never know.
Well, you know, that's the annoying thing. Because I'm a very much I want it now kind of guy. And like,
Got that right.
I know it's not good storytelling to, you know, build up something and then give it to you right away. So I get that. And it's definitely great for the show that they have a whole nother year here. But I'll tell you what's very annoying for me is knowing that I might have to wait a whole nother year before
Yeah.
I get that information. That's not to say that's a bad thing. It's just, for me, it's annoying because I want that information now.
oh, I know what you mean.
but it's good
like,
for the show.
As a gamer, I love playing The Witcher 3.
Oh, my
Like
best
the
game ever,
story
in my
is
opinion.
so fleshed out.
Best
that,
game
like,
ever, in my opinion. Yeah.
You wait for so long just to get answers in the story. You get some build up.
Yeah.
You get some new characters introduction. You get some different storylines.
Yep.
And then like this is what's fun about it is that you're getting so many different little things that like
100%.
it takes you hours to get there. Maybe like just weeks of playtime. This is the fun of it. You wait for it, you build it up. Then whenever you get actually the answer at the end, you're liking it. Maybe you're not. I'm not judging whoever doesn't like the storytelling in Witcher.
Right.
But like you're gonna get an answer like in the end, and you're gonna be happy about it, and then you're gonna have like this whole new story fleshed out after.
Yep.
Side characters. You're gonna have like side stories and
Yep.
everything. It's like this is the win that we have having one more year. They're having free reign for an extra year and just full of different mysteries. They're maybe like even now thinking about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I
never
totally
know.
agree. Well, no, I'll be honest with you. And like, you know, instant gratification, right? I think that's what a lot of us like. It's what I definitely like. That's not good for a
What was
story.
that? You like instant gratification?
Instant gratification.
You don't like delayed gratification?
No, but I know delayed gratification is always worth waiting
yeah.
for when done right.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
It's actually better than the instant gratification.
No, I know that's the case, but like I like knowing things. I like knowing answers to questions immediately. Like if we get an episode in Yu-Gi-Oh and a question
how
pops
life
up,
works, my friend.
no, and it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. I'd like to know. So now knowing that like we have another year is great
Yeah.
for the show, but it's frustrating because I know Yuga, especially this Yuga that we've seen in Go Rush
Hey,
dancing
hey.
around, and
But that's the issue. It's like you like to make videos about it. You like
Right.
getting stories out there.
Right.
Well, like all these different little answers you're getting, you're making a new video about it. You're
True,
making
yeah.
new ideas about it. Your own theories. I remember in like back in like I know it's been a while, but like all the timeline theories that you had in like it just shows like what every single little info builds up to
Yep.
something else, and
Yeah.
everything new doors gets open, and like this is instant gratification, but no, that's not how it goes.
yeah, no,
They're,
you're
they're never gonna give it to you now. They know they want to build up like the feeling of wanting it now, but you're never gonna get it.
So I'll
Yeah.
give you an example. Imagine today we say we want Spring Hill Jack in 91.
Yep.
You're going to get it next. You're telling me you'd rather that than we said it 30, 40 episodes ago. Now we've gotten it. We've waited. We've grinded. We've
well.
gotten
That's different because
No.
Spring Hill Jack-
Delayed, instant. That's exactly what the question
Yeah.
is. Which is better?
Uh,
Delayed. Because the build-up of us being, do they watch us?
Oh,
I
I
don't
got
know.
a better one.
If Spring Hill Jack shows up next week, then they definitely watch. Shout out to Bridge.
100%.
What were you gonna say, Satsuki?
I got a better one for you, though.
Okay.
Think about it. You're waiting for years for your own Jets to get to the playoffs.
Oh,
Think about
Oh.
it. Think about it.
Wow, he's really
Hey, I knew I liked this guy, you know?
I love you too, Pete.
that
I
one
love
you
you
won
too.
instant.
we got to go a week without bringing the Jets up. I can't.
Never
do
gonna
it.
happen.
Well, usually it's you. So
I know, and this time it
Dylan,
wasn't.
It's only
You
us
know,
once.
I got one chance. A
True, he
single
only has
chance to
one
make
time.
it.
Yeah.
Gotta get it out.
It might not be for years I can make that joke again.
I know. Well, I'm happy you got
So-
to make it.
I know. I love you too.
Yeah,
But like,
appreciate it.
think about it. Imagine the Jets over the years. They're fighting Aaron Rodgers trade. You're getting there. You're so close to the door, but then he gets injured. You're at the stadium.
Yeah,
Your
I was
hopes get
there.
destroyed.
Yeah, that's what happened. Where we go? Where we go with this?
Let me get
Yeah,
that.
I'm not sure where this is going. I'm nervous.
Hey, where we go?
I'm loving every
You're
second of
just
it.
retelling my year.
I retell your year because you're just gonna be so much happier
Next year.
whenever you get there.
Next year
It may be next year.
Or the year after.
It may be the year after.
or the year after.
But you
Might be
know,
25 years after.
you
That's
know,
I
my
don't know.
fear.
You know, B, I didn't want to say it, but
Let's tell them the truth. Let's be honest.
Wait,
You
I
gotta
got.
be honest
actually, wait,
here.
I'll help you. I'll Satsuki, I'll tag team you there.
Go
So
for
if
it.
I told you, ready for this?
Yes.
The Jets will not make the playoffs for the next 25 years. However, in the 26th year, they win the Super Bowl.
Would you take it?
Would you take it?
Yeah, I'd take it. I think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
what do you take?
Because you know at some point you're going to get the one thing you've always wanted,
Yeah, I'd take it. I
right?
think, yeah.
Okay. But if I said, here, how about this?
But that's not a.
I say this year the Jets somehow, not this year, but next year the Jets make it to the playoffs. They make it to the Super Bowl, but lose the Super Bowl, and then go the next 20 years not making the playoffs.
I'd take it.
really?
Wow.
Because
You would?
because what's the other option? To leave it up to the Jets to,
Yes.
to decide their own
should.
fate?
You
The
should.
team that hasn't made the playoffs in 13 years? The team that hasn't made the Super Bowl since 1969? That's the team with the competent ownership that you want to let?
Your ownership's god
I mean,
awful.
Come on.
It-
We
it's- I'm
can't
sorry.
talk about the Jets.
You know, I'm gonna bring back
Come
this
on.
idea of like we talked about on Twitch chat. I know we're gonna be talking about it again and again and again. You gotta have some belief, but you gotta cling to reality, man.
Yeah,
I have belief. I went to 3 of their games this year.
Let me say, if it hasn't been
3
done
too many.
already, either by you or someone lovely in the chat, that Twitch rant you had about a month ago on the Jets
Gotta be
needs to be
short.
clipped and
Gotta
be
be
that
somewhere.
stream's got to be gone
That-
by this point.
No, if someone could find that rant was legendary.
Please, for the,
It was like a
please.
10-minute rant of you losing your mind.
It's funny because I came in after it. Everyone's just telling me, Dredge, you missed it. I'm like, missed what?
I just remember going to Jets Chargers with you guys, and I
Oh,
felt
that was
really
tough.
good.
That was-
Oh yeah.
I felt
you
really
said,
good.
You said, and Dredge, you can back me up on this. You said, I quote in the car, this is the biggest Jets game, I'm not even kidding, in probably like 13 years.
Yes. Yeah, I stand by
Please,
that.
you said that?
And what was the final?
I don't remember it was bad.
It was a lot
Mind
to
you,
love.
you
believe
gave
it
up
was-
a punt return touchdown.
I believe it was 34-3 or 27-3.
No.
Yeah, they got murdered.
It was tough.
Anyway, about Qu Duel. Listen.
This was so worth. I'm sorry. This was so. much
No,
worth
it's
it.
okay. So Qu Duel, I think his character was done marvelously.
Oh yeah.
I want to speak to him a little bit.
Speak to him directly.
Yeah, speak to him.
think
Shout
he's
out,
dead.
rest in peace. But no, I think definitely the best Rush era villain. I think probably definitely for me a top 10 villain. I feel pretty, in the top of my head I have him like 6, 7. I just think overall it was exactly what this show needed. I think it's what honestly this studio needed as well. I think this speaks to a level that goes even beyond just Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush, right? We've been waiting for this studio to deliver an actual villain threat that spans beyond more than one arc. And I know you could argue Yugioh, but like Yugioh is always going to be viewed as that rival, similar to Revolver and Vrains, right? Revolver's the rival, even though he played that villain role in the first season of Vrains. I'm talking about a character that is not the rival, that is actually like a genuine antagonistic threat. And that is exactly what Qu Duel was. And it spanned, he had his presence in arcs number 6 and 7, but as the narrator of this story, he was there in the first season as the person who pretended to be the creator to talk to Yugioh to set Yugioh's story in motion. He was there in season 1 before the events of Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush even started. He was responsible for so much, if not all, of what happened negatively to our cast and characters. And then, of course, he leaves with a little bit, as Satsuki said, a little bit of dignity, a little bit of redemption, but not to the point where he's everybody's best friend. Everybody forgives him. Everybody's happy with him. You know, they're fist bumping. They're going to the club down on Route 99 and they're taking shots together. It didn't get to that point, and that's what I really, really liked about the redemption of Qu Duel. It had to do more with Yugioh being selfless, with Yugioh letting Qu Duel naturally realize why Yugioh was chosen to be the Milky Way, the one that was based off of the creator's home birthplace rather than Qu Duel. And Qu Duel, upon realizing that, ends up backing off and allowing his life to run out. I loved his story, and to get back to the main point of it's what this studio needed, this studio has finally proven to me that they can write a long-term, fantastic Yu-Gi-Oh villain, which we've yet to see, and that's a really good sign. Makes me feel really good moving forward.
Yeah, but this is what scared. That's what scared me. It's like we didn't have this before. They didn't prove they could do it. I'm sorry,
Otis.
Greg, for cutting you, but like, yes, it was there.
You
for
still love
Otis.
Otis.
No, I'm criticizing Otis. Otis wasn't that guy. He sucked.
It was fine. It did it did its job for like whatever the story needed. But like I didn't have this feeling of like as an outside person looking at the new Yu-Gi-Oh and everything. Over time, it feels like okay, they're good. They're able to like write a good story, but like where was that villain?
Yep.
That very well respected villain in the story, fully fleshed out, fully in place. Like we had like some glimpse of it. We didn't fully get it. Now we had it. I'm like, oh damn. Okay, now I'm confident. What's coming next? Give me more.
Yeah. Yugioh and Goha Yuga probably lasted less than 13 episodes.
Yeah, exactly.
It combined. Goha Yuga lasted maybe 5 episodes, and Yugioh lasted maybe 7 or 8.
That's what scared me. They didn't have build-up.
Right, long-term threats that were like, and Qu Duel was finally that character, and I can't be more pleased with how it turned out. Yeah,
I'll give
very
them
well
props for
said.
that.
Yeah, 100%.
I have a question for you.
Of course.
If you could, would you have made Qu Duel the final villain of this show?
Well, you know, it's going to take a lot to have a villain that I like more,
Exactly.
and that's better.
I thought about that. That's my only concern right now, right?
It's certainly possible. You know, it's funny because when I look at my top 10 villains, when I think about them off the top of my head, I don't think any of them are the final villain of the show. Otis, nope. I don't view him as a villain, so that's tricky. And then Zark, definitely not. You know, none of them. None of the final villains, Darkness and GX, none of them.
Your closest one's probably Yami Bakura, but
yes, Yami Bakura is top 10.
The problem is Yami Marek was just the best.
And I liked Pegasus. I mean, I like Pegasus and Marek more. But Yami Bakura is probably the only final show villain that's top 10 for me. The only one. GX is not. 5Ds is not. Even though I know 5Ds will be for a lot of people. Zexal, no way. Arc 5, no way. Vrains, again, I don't think he fits the category, which is unfortunate.
I think if you allowed him to fit the category, he would be, right? Right? If he fit the category,
yes.
you allowed
if he was an antagonist,
okay.
Yes.
Just want to make sure. I just want to make sure it's not like almost discounted what he did.
No, it's just because I don't view him as a villain.
I know what you mean. Yeah. I agree.
And then Otis, no way. So Yu-Gi-Oh has a history of not, to me, having
not saving the best for last.
Right, of not having amazing end of show villains.
Your favorite arc in GX is the last one.
Correct. Yes.
But that's not where the best villain was.
No. The best villain was season 3.
That's definitely something we need to talk about, I think.
We can have that debate.
I'd love to have that debate.
We'll have that debate. We'll do that video soon.
Debate.
Yeah.
What
did you prefer? GX season 3 or GX season 4?
Oh man, I'm very divided between the two. I love both.
Okay, that's why it's going to be a tough debate because a lot of people love both.
Oh, that's fine. That's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
But honestly, I lean more toward 4 for the simple fact of like
I'm already winning.
This is like more of what I liked.
Dude, I mean,
we
can't do it anyway.
Dredge, I don't know, man. Like I love 3. It was very good, but like, I don't know. It's tough to choose.
It's tough to choose, and it's tough to choose for me too. I like both, and I think he liked both.
Oh, I'm not. They're the only 2 arcs of the show that are good. If we're being honest,
yes,
right.
Yes. Oh,
like if we're being honest, like I'm not trying to lie to you. This is the truth. They're the only 2.
Nadine.
They're the only 2 show. Now again,
Kagimaru.
Really?
Maybe I think.
Hey, the only villain I liked was a vampire.
I'll tell you, no, Kagimaru is top 10 for me. Top 10 most forgettable villains in all of
There you
Yu-Gi-Oh. He's probably actually number 1, if we're being honest.
But it's like whenever you go back to the older shows, like how many forgettable villains that we had.
Yeah, there's a good amount. There's a good amount.
It's true.
Why?
Yeah, there's a good amount.
You had the chance, like these shows lasted so long that you had the chance to build up so many great.
Well, you know, you're just
villains.
not going to hit on every character, you know?
No,
of
you're
course
not
not.
gonna hit on everything, but like you had to hit on something.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. Well, I think they finally hit on Qu Duel. Dredge, though, good point about should he have been the final villain. We'll see.
Well, whenever you think about it, it's like if we never had the announcement at Jump Festa, I'm perfectly fine with Qu Duel as the
Oh,
final
yeah.
villain.
Oh.
Yeah, 100%.
I'll take this over any other end
Rush
villain that
villains.
we
Yeah.
have.
Oh, definitely.
Like not just Rush, but every other series
Oh, there you
for
go.
the most part.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think he
Everything was
great.
there.
I-
Every box got ticked.
Yeah, I think he was great. Pete, you're a big villains guy. I mean, what were your thoughts on Qu Duel here? And just like, do you agree with me that I think this was like the first incredibly well executed villain that they've done so far?
In the Rush era?
Yes, the
yeah,
studio.
absolutely. I don't think that's even a question. It finally feels like we had someone that was worth being a threat, worth actually being an antagonist, which is really what I enjoyed. I think he had nuance, he had strength, he had skill, he was cunning, and in the end, I guess he was a little bit understanding and compassionate in
Yeah.
some ways. I think he really did check all of those
Yeah.
boxes, and even his voice actor was fantastic. His theme was amazing. Like, he was a fantastic villain. I am worried in like what Dredge thinks about of like I am worried of like, well, how do you top that or at least equal that?
Yeah.
And you know, you got presumably 60 more episodes, so
Yep.
like that's a large chunk of time. So you can't really like just kind of wait around here. Like, you really got to introduce someone, especially if you're going to do it of the long-term variety.
Yep.
I worry a little bit about those things, but in Qu Duel himself, yes, finally I got what I wanted since I've been waiting for Rush, and I was totally fine with him being. I said it for 2 months. I was like, this will be the final villain of the show. I'm very convinced that if the show ended at the 2 years that we thought it was going to, he would have not died in this arc, and it would have been next arc,
Yep.
and he would have been the final villain of the show.
You know, it's so funny because for even when I thought this was going to be a 2-year show, I said over and over and over that I did not think he was going to be the final villain. And it's funny because I guess subconsciously I liked him a lot, and I knew subconsciously that a lot of the times the final villain of a show I don't end up like loving all that much. And I didn't think about it until Dredger just pointed it out, but that's kind of true.
Yeah.
Like when you look at the final villains of shows, again, not counting Vrains, like, yeah, or Duel Monsters. Yeah, that's kind of funny. So how do we top it? I don't know. I mean, Dredge, what did you think of him?
Oh, I love Qu Duel. Again, as I said earlier, Qu Duel's a top 10 villain for sure. I think I'm very nostalgic, so it's hard for me to kick out some of the DM and 5D's villains out of there. But again, really well written. And again, that's why I brought it up. It's like, where do we go from here? Like, how can we top this villain? And I was thinking about, I'm like, I don't remember any of the Yu-Gi-Oh villains at the end of the show as being the best. And I'm like, yeah, and it's our first real villain, our first real Rush villain where I'm like, yeah, this was great. The execution, everything. It's just what's going to top it. Now we have some high stakes. We know all the Vulgarians have almost like a ticking clock.
Yeah.
There's only a matter of time. Who's the villain behind it? Is it the creator? Is it Earthmar? Is it Yuga? Is it Otis? So again, they have a lot of room to make this next villain, this next big villain, you'd argue, for season 3 to be really good, right? You have the capability, you have the time, and you have the characters. They could definitely swing something for us. It's will they? You know?
Yep.
We just killed the villain in a sense, right? We just
Yeah.
a villain's gone. Are we gonna do that again? Are we? How can it be better than that?
Well, the potential is the characters on the poster, right? I mean, that ginormous character on the poster fill that role? And you know what? That is a concern. I said it in the opening that I had a concern that I wanted to run by you guys. That is a small concern. Did you want to say something?
You could go.
Yeah, sorry. That's a small concern that I have with the next arc specifically, because the 6th arc, so you go back one, right, the tournament, but they didn't really explain the tournament. They were just they were teaching Epoch, and Yeah, Epoch's character was never one that I necessarily fell in love with. And I felt like it didn't really get good until Qu Duel showed up in episode 75. And then the rest of the arc was, or really like Zion was the first lead-in of that arc. And then when Qu Duel, it was like a different level. I feel like this arc was almost the same. We were in the space-time for, I thought, way too long. And the episodes where Qu Duel showed up, 85, and then, of course, 88, 89, 90, were on a way different level than what we were used to this arc. So now my concern is the character that is definitely what some people have referred to as the savior of the arc, the MVP of the arc, a character that prevented the arc from being the worst arc in the show so far, referring to Qu Duel, of course. That character is now gone, and I guess a little concern that I have is if we don't bring in these new villains until season 3, which I think we are going to wait, that would be around April, May, that means we have an arc here. Where do we go from here? And I think they'll figure it out, but I mean, is there any concern now that Qu Duel, who has been such a carrying character of these last 2 arcs, now that he's gone, is there any concern with how this arc is going to be executed until we get that next batch of villains? I mean, what do you guys think of that?
Yeah, for sure. I think we talked about this last night off stream.
Yeah.
I'm a little concerned about that. I mean, it just feels like it'd be weird to introduce the season 3 or year 3, what we presume are villains, in the final arc of season 2 you know, year 2. So you kind of have this arc of like, well, what do you do with it? And I feel like it's a very good arc to kind of just wrap up some storylines, catch up with characters in a meaningful way, set in motion their progression for kind of the next arcs. But then also we could take care of a little bit of rivalries, right? Like, maybe can we get a legitimate Udius Yuhi or something like that, right? I feel like there's avenues to do that.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel like this arc should be. Now,
Needs to be character driven.
will it be that? Probably not. They'll probably make some minor villains, guaranteed. But that's what it should be.
Yeah, I agree. I think it should be character driven, 100%. And you know, a little bit of a prediction here. I think something bad has to happen to Yuumu this arc to set up the reason as to why she's missing from that season 3 poster.
I agree. I think I don't think there's much more to say. I'm in agreement with you and P about how it needs to be character driven, and in some way we really need Yuumu to change sides or have something happen to her that justifies you not putting a main character on a poster to hype up the third season, which we haven't had a third season of Rush Yugioh ever. I mean, it's only the second show, but I mean, there's got to be a reason she's not on there. There has to be.
Nick T thinks she's on there.
I won't lie to you. Nick T's not. At first I was like, Nick T, you're crazy. And then we really looked at it. It's not impossible.
I can't pull it up because Streamlabs.
It's fine.
Was Nick T drinking that night?
He was.
He's
was he?
He's always drinking.
Oh, yeah. He's always drinking.
Oh, no.
No, but in all honesty, if Yuumu was wearing a mask and she had longer nails, it's definitely not impossible. But yeah, I mean, it needs to be character driven. Again, as you said, Qu Duel's carried, right?
Yeah.
Qu Duel's carried. You can argue even Yuhi the last 4 or 5 episodes didn't have to do much. Kind of was just there, right?
Yeah.
He was again.
Well, it was a great moments for Udius, who needed it.
Which he needed it.
Yeah.
Yes, he definitely needed it. But like even some of your other you can do something here to kind of boost them up would be great right now, right? You had that for kind of Yuna and Rovian, you could argue. They're the reason that kind of quiet Udius figured it out, right? Yep. You can argue that they had a little moment. But there's other characters that, have just kind of been there, right? Mm-hmm. If you want to kind of make them relevant for us for this third season, this is your arc to do it, right?
Yep.
This is almost like a not filler arc, but it's a little arc before you get into the hopefully the final and best part of the show. So that's what kind of we need here for sure.
What's a character you'd like to see duel in this next arc? A minor supporting character that ideally has dueled at least once.
Can I go first?
Of course.
Of course.
I'll be honest. I don't know.
You want to go first? Satsuki, if you want to go first, it means you have something.
I know.
All right, time out. Pito, go. You go. You go.
Oh,
next.
come on.
Well, now you need a minute. There you go.
No, but it's like I said I don't know because it's like let's be honest here.
You watch the big
gonna
episodes.
It's gonna be filler.
Yep.
Most likely, you're just gonna be like bringing back characters like finishing storylines and like just wrapping up small things here and there till you get to like the big things.
Yep.
And again, it's like, what more can you do?
Yeah, that's fair. I got a character I'd love to see duel again.
You go for it.
Mokita Mbembe.
Oh my God, what is his name?
Mokita Mbembe. I'd love to see him duel
No,
again.
no, don't say this name again, please.
Yeah.
My ears.
No, it's a great name. I'd love to see him duel again. He's a dinosaur, and he loves building things. He loves collecting. So do I. And I think it would be really, really cool to see him duel somebody maybe where he does not get humiliated verbally in the duel.
I don't want to talk about it.
Can we skip the next part, please? This is the worst name I heard in my life.
What?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Mbembe?
This is a nightmare to even think about.
Well,
Mbembe.
it's harder to spell.
Not just
I
to
don't know
spell,
how
to
to spell
say.
it, also, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I know if we had the soundboard, I'd spam Caliber saying it, but
Please no.
no, we don't have it, so you got lucky.
Thank you.
Dredge, what about you?
Minor character to have a duel.
George Jersey?
No. I have a couple. I'm between a
Okay.
few.
You thinking about Manya?
No, that was not even. Hey, would I be happy if they redeemed her? Yes. Do I honestly care if they redeem her? No.
Wow.
I don't, because it's gonna take a lot to redeem her, and I don't even know if I want a whole episode on that because it would take a whole episode. But I mean, hey, if she comes back and apologizes or they redeem it, that's great. That would help her status in the show for me. Who do I want to have a duel? Honestly, I think they kind of they got us hyped with Epoch, right? We thought there was something there.
Yeah.
It had to be nothing. I wouldn't mind Epoch getting a little bit a duel in here. I don't know that's my favorite, but that's one of them.
Dill's living for that duel.
My other one, which is I argue they're a side character because I think they're more. I wouldn't mind the mystery girl showing up.
Yes.
Again,
Oh,
just having
wow.
a duel. Even if she
Yeah,
just duels
there
and
we go.
loses, just to keep. Now, again, she's been in the background, and then she has even she just loses somebody about like some silly little, just to see, oh, she's there and she's getting info, like things like I wouldn't mind that.
It'd be great to see her, Sirocco.
Yeah, there you go. Even Soraka wouldn't be bad. Yeah.
This would be great to bring her back, just to like bring her back to like the front scene of like, we don't have any major. Sure, give it to me.
Yeah.
Go for it.
No, yeah, I mean, I think this arc is probably going to be more of or it should be, character-driven. I don't think there needs to be a threat. And I think you could have some fun duels, and hopefully that arc holds up. And, you know, I think this is an arc I'd like to see Yuga actually involved in a little bit if it is character and plot-driven, because I think there are a lot of answers that Yuga could give us that could lead in well to the third season. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know.
I will say though, when I say I want Epoch to duel, I want her to duel and not cheat. I'll make that very clear. And she
Well,
probably will cheat. So,
yeah, that's you're
if she's
asking
gonna
too
cheat, I
much.
don't want it. You know.
Dredge, this will make it
Thank
even more
you
funny.
for the dono.
If she cheats, it will make it even more funny.
Oh God.
That'll be the third time she's cheated.
And she's gonna lose again. Yikes. Pete, I think we haven't heard your dual wants.
Oh, I think I would probably want Dredge Dill duel again so I could watch Dredge. Oh, you meant in the show. Oh, you meant in Go
I
Rush.
just want to
my
make
bad.
just for the record.
I misunderstood.
no,
that.
just for the record,
That's
I
all
am
right.
actually 2-0.
Yeah, that's what I say. I
2-0.
wanted to see another Dredge win. I thought that's what we were talking about.
Oh, okay.
Okay. That's my
2-0.
fault, Dill. That's my fault. Oh, in the Go Rush show, probably the Lug.
Oh, the Luke.
Actually, that's a really good one. I like that
The
one.
Luke versus Epoch.
we really.
I'm okay.
We
Epoc's
spent
gonna cheat in
one arc with him, and I know he was the kind of arc boss, but he's really done nothing. I mean, he's been a piece of furniture for like 30-something episodes now. So like,
They got to fix that. Before
They
the
have to
season
fix all
ends.
of that,
Holy.
and I would like to see him legitimately duel again because I actually really like his dueling style and that character. So
Him versus Zion. I think you have a duel right there.
There you
Right,
go.
Zion kind
cleaning
of
up
betrayed
some
it.
rivalry.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, 100%. Cool, man. We also did get the summary for episode 91, which is, of course, Death of Spies. So we will be reading that in just a little bit. I'm trying to think if there, before we get to some donation super chats, was there anything else this episode that you wanted to touch on?
I did.
Yeah, of course.
So it's kind of a two-parter.
Please.
I think we should focus a little bit more on that final scene between Yugioh and Qu Duel.
Oh, yeah.
Good
call.
I think there's a lot of existential themes to pull out of there, and it's one of the more emotional moments I've watched in Yu-Gi-Oh, and I think it deserves talking about.
Yeah, you're right.
So, in that moment, like, I guess I'll start with you, Dill. Like, what did you think of, like, I think we get hints of the character's motivations there, right? Like, Yugioh was he's just a good guy, man.
Yeah.
He's willing to make the ultimate sacrifice
Yeah.
to give kind of his fellow Vulgarian, who's not a good person, kind of a chance at salvation.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's a very interesting moment that Qu Duel the entire time he's going through with it. And what do you think? What was the moment for you that you think changed his mind? Right, he tears up there, and then he kind of makes an excuse that I think Yugioh knew was an excuse of like, oh, your body wouldn't fit my ego. Right? He clearly had enough time; it was done. He chose to go out of there, and in my opinion, I think that's how it was dictated, and say like, oh, I ran out of time. He didn't.
I agree.
What was the point? What did Yugioh say that kind of made him come to that conclusion?
Yeah, I think it was. It's a great question. I think it was the third, or it's either the second or the third time that Yugioh confirmed to him that he genuinely was fully willing to give up his life and his body so that Qu Duel could live on. I think when Yugioh first says to Qu Duel, you can use me as a vessel if it'll bring you salvation, you see Qu Duel hesitate for a little bit, but then he keeps pounding through. And like he's determined, right? He goes through with it. And then when he's within Yugioh and he says, to Yugioh, I'd wondered for so long why my master chose you and modeled you after his home place of birth and not me, even though we were siblings. And then Yugioh said, you don't need to worry about that anymore. I think that was the moment when Qu Duel realized why Yugioh was the one that was modeled after the Milky Way and why he wasn't able to go through with it anymore, because I think he finally got his answers. I mean, he wanted to experience the joy of rush dueling, which he did with Yugioh, and then he wanted to know the question as to why Yugioh was chosen to represent the Milky Way and not Qu Duel. And I think he realized it when Yugioh was willing to give himself up. And it wasn't just he said one line. Yugioh said it multiple different times in multiple different ways, and that's when Qu Duel finally learned the truth and got his answers. And I think that was enough for him to get closure and be at peace at the end.
I completely agree with that, and the only thing I would add to that is that I think the line he says there where he's just like, it's okay now, that's the past, right? I think that strikes that final chord for Qu Duel where he's just like, I mean, I've been doing this entire thing for God knows how many centuries or whatever it's been, out of kind of jealousy, right? Like it was jealousy that he wasn't picked to be kind of the holder of the galaxy of the home of the creator, right? Of his master. And it's not only him realizing this is why this guy was picked. It's also like, this has been a long pursuit, and maybe I should think about moving forward, even if his moving forward was kind of him reuniting in the afterlife with his master, right? Like, is this how I kind of want to end, or is this worth continuing my life to go forward of all these things? Because I think he kind of realized too, like, a lot of his intentions and wants were kind of put there by the creator, right? So how much was it of his own? Some of it, but not all of it. And I think there was some conscious kind of like itches inside of his mind of what the creator put there.
Yeah.
And I think it's just in that split second he kind of realizes all that. That's why he cries, and I think it's a really powerful moment.
Yeah, and then he embraces with the creator.
That's a great moment, too.
And then it ends. Yeah, that whole ending.
For the dono.
Yeah, it's wonderful that he finally was able to accept his own mortality, and that was really what I think he was having trouble coming to grips with, especially because he had these burning questions about rush duels, which he got to experience, and about Yugioh, which he finally was able to see the beauty of Yugioh's character.
What do you? I guess I'll ask Dredge now. What do you think that final moment was of him seeing his master? Like, is that real in the afterlife? Is he imagining that? Is the creator still around? Like, what did that moment kind of represent for you there?
I would think it's almost like imagination. It's imagining he's always shown that he cares for the creator, obviously, and he was jealous that he wasn't modeled, after his own galaxy. So I think he's creating that in his head for the almost the acceptance from the creator that like you did a good job, you learned the rush duels, and again in the end he made the right decision to not take over or merge with Yugioh, and to understand that his time is up, and you wouldn't want to take someone else's time. So I think he just had a realization. It doesn't, take away from all the other things that he did to get there, but at least it's one of those things. It's like, he was really bad, but at least at the end, he made a good adult decision. So, again, really touching moment. You really felt for Qu Duel from after he manipulated. He was our narrator. He did all this stuff, and we were all like, "Oh, that's a great villain." And we keep saying he's a great villain. We keep saying he's a great villain, right? But at the same time, it's like we can still feel for these villains. We still can. We understand what they're doing, and they just did such a great job with that for Qu Duel. Like again, you just feel for him, right? Like he was in a very tough situation.
I think his motivations are very real, right?
Agreed.
Like I think in a way, right? Because it's a sibling galaxy, there's a sibling rivalry there, right? And so, I mean, if you have siblings out there or any of us, right, there's moments of jealousy, right? Of like, why were you picked over me? And I think that was his entire motivation. And I think that's even though he's Vulgarian, he's alien, I think it's a very human, personable trait. It might not necessarily, obviously, it's not a good one, but it's something relatable that you could feel. I mean, did you feel that way?
Honestly, yeah, because he wanted it. He wanted answers, and then in the end, he's like, okay, yeah, maybe I was not picked, but in all this pursuit, maybe just he understood maybe it's not my place to be there. I did what I wanted. I learned what I wanted. He had the experience through rush duels and everything. It's like he felt he did everything he could.
Yeah.
And in the end, it's like, okay, yeah, maybe it was not picked, but maybe it's time to let someone else get whatever they wish they could have had. Just get through it.
Yeah.
And it's like he experienced he did whatever he wanted in his life. I think he was happy in the end, and he's just going through the motion of everything. Hopefully we see him again later in the show, but I won't hope too much for it. If he's there toward the end of the show, it'll just be a nice piece, just thank you for everything. It's
right, or he'll service some kind of plot somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
I just thought it was a moment worth talking
No,
about.
it definitely was. And I mean, he leaves, it's also, there's so many elements, right? You got the sibling rivalry, the jealousy, the jealousy with rush duels.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many dimensions to his character. And then I think even the fear of his own mortality, which is kind of funny to say because he's an alien, right? But the fear of his life running out and doing things in a very urgent and extreme manner, creating the Qu Duel space-time. Of course, but it's such a human element for an alien, right? For a character that's not actually human. And then he leaves us with a very foreboding warning, which will obviously be talked about heavily next arc and heavily in the season to come, that all Vulgarians are reaching their end and the end of their life. So, Pete, I'll send it to you. I mean, Qu Duel obviously gained the respect for Yugioh. He didn't have to tell him that, right? He didn't have to give him that warning. We've theorized, I think it was you that theorized those characters in the season 3 poster seem to be Vulgarian, right? They've got those
all the gems.
The gems. So it seems like we could be dealing with more Vulgarian threats, which is interesting. What's next for the Vulgars as a race? And do you think the creator is still going to be involved in this?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so you do not think he's dead? Because I saw a lot of people that said he's gone.
Even that's a possibility. I'm not going to say it's not, but even if he is not around anymore, his presence will be felt in kind of what groundwork he kind of laid. Mm-hmm. I think it is going to be very similar. I think we're going to kind of arcing back to Arc 1. And I think this is going to be a split between the Vulgarians here of people saying, listen, this is kind of, we're riding out our days. We're going to do the best we can. What can we do? Trying to solve it maybe in some kind of peaceful or scientific manner. And I think there are going to be people, probably the people coming here on the poster, that are going to be more aggressive, more in the Qu Duel sense of we will do anything necessary to live. It doesn't matter who's in the way. We'll make sure that we're the last one standing. Yeah. And I think that's going to be a split of, I mean, we know where Yugioh is going to decide in that. But I think that's what is going to be fascinating. And I think I'm fascinated for where is Yugioh and his crew going to land, right? Right. We've been buddy with them for a bit, but we know he's got some cold-hearted tendencies.
And
there.
do they know who these people are as
Right.
well? They might
So-
have familiarity with them.
Yeah, and it's fascinating that it looks like Udius. There's 5 characters on the poster, all have the gems. Udius has a gem.
Yeah.
6-1. We do themes of 6
Yeah.
usually in terms of characters and siblings and all
Right.
that. So
Oh, it's going to be fascinating. And the Vulgarians are clearly going to be at the center of it. And I love that as well because we've talked about how Udius' story has felt a little bit directionless since the war in Velgears ended. And now we know there's a new threat to the Velgears. It's not this war that's going on out there like we had in Season 1.
living.
It's the end of their life as a species that the creator clearly put an end date on them. And is there any way for them to get around it?
I got a question for you on this one.
Yeah, of course.
How far are they willing to go? Because like they know their
Right.
time is coming, their end is coming soon.
Right.
How far are they ready to go to just like keep living?
Yeah.
As long as they can.
Oh, yeah, no, it's a great question. I mean, that concept in itself is a concept we've seen many times in media, but that's like, it's a scary concept, right? Like if you get someone who is properly a little unhinged, knows their life is coming to an end in these stories, I mean, what lengths are they going to go to potentially preserve their self and their mortality?
And I got a feeling the characters on the posters, they kind of know their end is coming soon.
Well, it's funny you say that because do they? Right. That's a great question. If they do, then that's probably a little more scary. If they don't, maybe Udius can try to use that to try to get them to like join forces if they're coming for a different reason. Why are they coming to Earth? Does this have to do with Yuga time traveling? Like
it also has to do with what is really the creator's idea of all this, right? Like, what is the purpose of modeling these Vulgarians off of galaxies that he sees
Right.
in the night sky? But then, we've gotten different things, like you said, right? Like, oh, they're destined to have war forever. Well, then that ended. Okay, so then there's expiration date on them, even though you told them they were going to be eternal, or they at least believe that. So, like, what's true, what's not, and what is really the purpose of Vulgarians?
Yeah.
I think that is going to be heavily explored in this next year.
I mean, the creator saying that he was bored, that was all Qu Duel, right? Pretending to be the creator.
It's his perspective
Right.
as well of what the creator's intentions
Right,
were.
right. So, yeah. I mean, there's still a lot of fascination. I'm just happy that we have now a storyline again tied to Velgear directly because we'd been missing that a little bit with Udius. So I'm happy. I feel like there's a solid direction going forward with this show. And I really like, and the way that we got to it was really, really well done.
Like in a perspective of a studio that's like creating a story, now you have your main board that is placed on the table. Now you know, okay,
Right.
that's where we're working toward. How are we going to put the pieces together to get to that end?
No,
Right.
That's
I
going to
agree
be
with that.
interesting.
Yeah.
I agree with that. And I don't know, man. Been saying it for a bit. There's something we're gonna really learn about Yuhi, man.
About Yuhi.
I'm telling you, man, from the hair and everything else, I would not be surprised if he has some kind of alien blood-related connections.
He's an
Maybe
Odo.
Vulgarian. I mean,
He's
you
an
never
Odo.
know.
There's
There's
some-
somewhere in there.
There's something weird with that bloodline.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, that's the thing, right? I pointed out at the beginning of the stream about Yuga being suspicious and red
I'm
flagged
looking right at Yuhi.
because of the Odo bloodline.
Looking right at
I
him.
guess in that same breath, I have to talk about Yumu and Yuki as well because they're part of that bloodline. Just because they're younger and not as, messing up the timeline like Yuga is, you still got to put a little bit of sus on them.
But this is a fun part of it. You got a whole like
Oh,
whole lot of
yeah.
time to just like bring out theories of like
Oh, yeah.
everything is possible. Like now that we're done with the storyline, who knows what's next?
Right. That's always exciting. We're going to get a new opening, most likely in April, I'd imagine. So new visuals. What will
Yeah.
that foreshadow? I'm sure we'll try to react to that.
Probably.
That'll be good. So
It'll drag
yeah,
us
a
here.
lot of really exciting stuff coming up. But we will do some. So this is the thing. Streamlabs is down. It is
We're having a tough night.
I mean, it's the application just crashed.
You can't look it up on your phone.
No, but
You don't get the comments through the PayPal link or no?
I think I brought the curse of like Streamlive tonight.
I don't know.
What's more impressive is you're still running.
We're still live.
That's what's
insane.
impressive.
This
mean,
is genuinely
Streamlabs is
insane.
not on
You
your
know who-
bottom. Your bottom
You know
thing.
who just showed up, bro?
Who?
Dak, bro.
No
Remember that guy?
way.
What's going on, Dak?
Remember that dude?
Dak's here. Dak, how you
I
doing?
don't remember that dude.
Been a while.
Hold on, I want to just.
Is everyone showing up tonight on stream? Damn. Like so many faces I
He,
used
sa-
to
he
like,
says
see
he's
on-
been here. I don't know if I believe him.
I don't
Has
believe
he?
it. Nah,
Has he?
this
I
guy's
don't
a-
think so.
This guy's a
See, he
fake.
admitted on and off. See, now
This guy's a fake.
Honestly, it's like it's so cool just to like see everyone I've been used to see like
What are you
on,
trying to do?
Yeah.
on
Phone
YouTube
you're
chat,
trying
Twitch
to-
chat, just being present.
I know. It's cool.
like there. It's honestly so cool. It's
Well, thanks
so,
for coming.
Like, oh no, man!
Of course.
Like, it's been so many years in coming. Like it's so
And you get to see
surreal.
our fun technical difficulties that go on
always
every
technical
time.
difficulties.
I put it
This
in
is
general in the Discord for anyone in there. Just the error message and the fact that Streamlabs is
We are
no longer
running
running,
AOL.
even though we're still live. So the way that we're going to do donations, if you guys could just read the names off in order. If they're links, I'll try to find them on my PayPal, and we'll do the
Good
best that
luck.
we can.
Good luck, Dylan.
Yep.
Here lies Mitsuko's lover.
Here lies Mitsuko's love life. Thank you for the $3.33 super chat. What an episode to end 2023 on. Definitely ending on a high note. What are your biggest hopes for Go Rush in 24 other than Mitsuko's love story with Spring Heel Jack? Man's got jumps for days. Well, I'm happy you said other than because that would be my number one want. My number one hope for Go Rush in 2024 is we have another villain that is at the level of Qu Duel. I think if we get another villain at that level, Go Rush will be in position to potentially be one of the best Yu-Gi-Oh shows. And more consistency with the arcs overall I'd like to see. But Qu Duel's got me feeling very, very optimistic about Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush. And I think if we get another villain at Qu Duel's level, we're probably in a very good place for the show.
If they can do it again, that is honestly the biggest ask. You can, like, if they get it done, I'll give them props because like they did
Yeah.
something that no other studio done before.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, there's only one Yu-Gi-Oh! That has more than one top 10 villain, in my
Yeah.
opinion, which is the original.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
if Go Rush can join Duel Monsters in that, I mean, they're going to be in really good position.
I gotta say this is very high praise coming from you because holy,
It is high praise, but I mean, I loved Qu Duel. I really did.
he
Now,
was so good as a
Yeah.
character.
yeah. So, I mean, we'll see. Very exciting.
Are you guys okay?
No, we're just reading.
Hey,
we're reading.
the chat's wilding tonight.
Chat's
Let me tell you.
wilding.
They get a little crazy
That's
tonight.
Am I seeing something going like
Yeah,
going behind the
probably.
camera that's like very funny?
Well, again, we
No,
see
the chat's going a little crazy tonight.
we see stuff that no one else sees, so it's all good. The next one,
Thank you, Mitsuko.
I have $2 from Natalie.
Thank you, Natalie. I feel like
Natalie.
the hatred for characters like Yusaku, Aoi, Yuga, Yuna, and Yuhi Season 1 get a little annoying to deal with. The hate for Vrains and Sevens is annoying to deal with. This is why I believe media literacy matters. Well, Natalie, I have heard people say that about Arc 5. I've heard people say that about Zexel. I've heard people say that about GX. That's every show. I mean, I and it sucks to say that, but like every Yu-Gi-Oh show and every character are always going to have people that hate it.
You could pick any. I'm sorry.
No,
Jeff.
you're good,
You
you're
could
good,
pick
go.
any show that's not even Yu-Gi-Oh. It could be one of
Oh,
the
yeah.
highest rated
Yep.
shows in
There's-
human history, and there will be a section of the internet that's like,
Yeah.
this show is the worst.
Oh
in
yeah,
the
I mean,
world.
no. If you start looking up like JJK stuff, people will
Hate
start
it.
talking about how it's the most overrated thing in the world.
Same about Attack on Titan, One
Right.
Piece, everything just listed.
Once something
everyone-
reaches a level of now Yu-Gi-Oh is different because it's a niche, but once something reaches a level of popularity, the silent minority with the negative opinions becomes very very loud.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so if you really
The
want
loud minority.
No,
sorry.
I won't. If you want to know my feelings, there's a short on Dylan's channel about what I feel about Yu-Gi-Oh.
good one, check it out.
It's an interesting show. I definitely go off on that short. So, but yeah, unfortunately, Natalie, that happens. People like their shows. They don't like other shows. And that's kind of how it is. Everyone does have a right to an opinion. The problem is when it becomes toxic and you just kind of start just hating on other shows just for your own amusement or just to hate. So, sorry about that. But it does unfortunately
And it-
happen with all shows, not just Yu-Gi-Oh.
And at this channel, you shouldn't get much of that. I mean,
Shouldn't
like,
be as bad.
yeah, I mean, Aoi, I have a video talking about why she deserves so much better. So, like, if there's a character I dislike, I'll usually do not. And I didn't dislike Aoi; she was a top 10 character of Reigns. If there was a character I felt was mistreated by the staff and had a lot more potential that just
Definitely.
wasn't tapped into by the team, I'll make a video like that. And then the Yuga hate is very misconstrued when it comes to me because it is because all I said about Yuga, I hope he doesn't solo Qu Duel.
No. See, that's disingenuous because that one. Okay, that's fine. That's fine, right? You can
Yes.
disagree with that.
I'm not saying.
There's been a lot of other negative shots you thrown.
Negative
his way.
shots?
Even the episodes I wasn't here, I listened.
I'm just-
I watched them.
Well, can you name one negative thing I've said about Yuga?
Yes, I told you already.
Name one.
you are convinced. You had this whole monologue at the beginning that he's a villain. Oh, this guy's really
Well,
sus. Everything going on. You didn't give one
That's not
moment.
me hating him.
No, you didn't give one moment to go. And you know what? This man saved our characters in the space time. You didn't even give a prop.
I think
for
I
a
said that
second.
last week. I think I said
Nothing.
it. I think last week.
You
I
just
said
wanted to throw immediate dirt on him.
No, I
Get
didn't.
the whole crowd against
No,
him.
that has nothing to do with me disliking him. I think he's a great character. I do think he's a little sus. I think the whole Oda bloodline is sus,
It's crazy.
including Yuhi and Yuamil.
And you know what? This is why I'm going to point out a great comment here from Tyler DeBoer. He said, Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything equals overrated. Yu-Gi-Oh! Nothing equals underrated. And I 100% agree with that. And this is why.
This channel is basically dead. I don't think a dead channel can be overrated.
Dylan, your channel is not dead just yet. When Pete takes over, it's gonna be very dead.
I'm going to run it into the ground, let me tell you.
But this is what's fun about Yu-Gi Nothing is that like we still get some interesting stuff out of it.
Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Nothing. Yeah, all right. Next up.
We got $8.88 from Crystal.
Thank you,
Thank
Crystal.
you, Crystal. Good ending of the arc, but it doesn't save the whole arc. Arc 7 is my least favorite so far, mostly from wasted potential and endless questions with no answers. I mean, we will never know why Qu Duel was so interested in Yuhi or Joint Tech Tyrant. Yeah, I mean, I guess he viewed Yuhi as a vessel to get to Udius. I mean, that was his whole motivation. It was all about Udius. It was all about Rush Duels. It was all about Udius being Vulgarian and the connection between the Milky Way and Andromeda. I don't think there was ever any deepness with connection with Yuhi.
No, and I think I said this last night, but if you look back at episode 75 when he first came in Qu Duel, he purposely says 3 times, he says, I do not control Udius yet. It's temporary, all stuff like that. He had this whole
It was all
plan
Udius,
and foreshadowed in motion that not only Udius, but that he was going to take control of him. He was telling us he's not doing that yet. And it was right in front of our face, and we just didn't know it.
Yeah. And the focusing on Darkness Joint Tech Tyrant was really more of a red herring than anything else. There was never any deep meaning behind it, you know?
$2 from Darkness Joint Tech Tyrant.
Thank you, Darkness. Why being me into existence of I do literally nothing the whole arc? Don't mess with this mechanic T-Rex again. Yeah, I mean, I get, it was just an innocent bystander just catching some
I love
some heat
dinos.
there. With Qu Duel and Yuhi. I mean, as the arc, the arc's kind of in the middle for me. I thought Qu Duel was an incredible character, so I definitely like this arc more than the first two. I definitely like this arc more than the Ryugu Brothers one, arc number 5. I think I have 3, 4, and 6 ahead of it, so it's right in that middle for me. Number 4. 2 is my least favorite. And 1 also was very much intro-y, and I didn't,
The last 2 episodes
tutorially.
One
episodes were good.
one for me, the tutorial got me.
But yeah, I mean, clearly there was never going to be a storyline with Qu Duel and Yuhi, and Yuhi won the tournament. I think that's why that card was focused, just to tell the viewer, hey, this character is not going anywhere. They're not done. And we all bought into it that it was maybe targeting Yuhi, but
It wasn't.
it wasn't. Yeah.
You said Yuhi, though, right?
Yuhi, yeah.
You mean Goathee? I just wanted to make
No,
sure.
I meant Chadhi. Sorry.
I'm sorry. He won the tournament. To me, it's Goathee.
No, it's Chadhi.
Chatty.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to interrupt you guys. My parents are here. I do have to get back to the
Oh,
hotel.
yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
sure, yeah,
All right,
yeah.
Tatsuki, do you want to say your bye? Say
Yeah.
chat.
Final words.
Yeah, honestly.
Final words.
I want to say big thank you, Dylan, just to let me just come here. It's honestly,
Of course, man.
so surreal. I'm still gonna be in chat probably if the stream goes on for maybe an hour. I'm gonna be back.
Cool.
But I want to say thank you to you guys just to
course, man.
let me just come on this podcast. That was honestly such a surreal experience, such a fun experience. I wish I could stay longer. I'm just honestly just staying way too far from here.
Oh,
No
no.
worries,
you're
man.
fine.
I do have to get back home, get some sleep.
Get some rest.
And honestly, just thank you, chat, just to just give me a place to just come and talk, just spending the afternoon with you guys. Honestly, it's been incredible. I wish I could do it again. I don't promise anything, but I will try. You never know. I
First
say never.
international guest
True.
on this,
The first
on this
international
podcast.
guest.
True. Just to anybody else who wants to come see the basement. This is honestly
I know people are amazed at
just
the
Yeah, the
basement.
basement's
insane.
crazy.
Yeah.
All
All right.
The Wall Funkos. Thank you, Dylan, again.
Of course, Satsuki.
Dre,
Thank you, my man.
Pete, I
course,
wish you could
man.
see the rest of the crew.
Of course.
But I just got.
Glad
say
you could
goodbye.
come. Glad
Thank you
could
so
come.
much for being here. Final shout out to Satsuki.
Great getting to meet you. Great getting to meet you, man.
Get him up.
All right, safe trip back. All right. Have fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Great meeting.
All right. hey, Pete. We got what we wanted.
we're back, baby.
We're back, baby.
Nothing is here, guys.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh man!
Well,
all right.
now
what do you want to talk about?
Dylan's out of here.
Oh, jeez.
We can start the real stream. You know what I
Here you
mean?
go. Have fun, guys. Yugioh, nothing is back, baby.
Yukio, nothing is here. Dred, you want to get over to a link donation?
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do over here.
Let's do it.
We got $2 from Yuga the Alicorn, I think it is.
Thank
Alicorn.
you.
It's like a unicorn. Yeah.
Thank you, Yuga.
I learned from the best when revealing information and influencing in the plot. AU headcanon, Yuga learned this method of influencing from the other world he went to. From my fanfiction hyperspace to a new world.
Listen, AUs are always fun
Yeah.
to kind of write up and imagine, especially when shows do not give you proper endings. I've been there.
Oh god.
There's a lot of mystery about Yuga.
Yeah.
What's going on? How long has he been here? What happened really in the space time? Is he a villain? I mean, we
Right?
have no idea what's going on.
What happened in the end of Sevens?
Right.
I don't know.
I have a lot of questions with that guy. I just won't. I won't stand for just besmirching his name.
Hey, I understand.
We'll
Sometimes
stand
Dill pushes those boundaries. He likes to say some things.
I got to put him in check.
Yes, so someone's got to
Gotta do it.
because I got to be the mediator about other things, so I can't mediate everything. So I'm glad you check with him on that.
Of course, but Yuga, thank you so much for the donation.
Thank you. We got $2 from Solid Snack.
Thank you, Solid.
Love this final part of the duel. Honestly, in retrospect, I like this arc a lot more knowing we have more than a year left instead of just a few episodes. With that in mind, I'm 100% fine with more comedic and episodic stuff and building things for later.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think we were all
We're
worried
concerned.
when we thought this was
Worried.
the second to last arc. It finished strong. I'm excited where we're going forward, and I'm really excited that we're getting an entire another year to kind of flesh out these characters.
Agreed.
And maybe wrap up also some 7 storylines that have carried over into Go
I
Rush.
agree, and when we talk about this next arc,
Yeah.
it's almost like I wouldn't argue it's a filler arc, but it's an arc you can use like some of our characters and kind of some character development in there, right before we get into that season 3.
I think that's needed because
Exactly.
then you could do the whole plot in the next arc.
Exactly.
After that. So
Great,
let's
yeah.
get some character development. Let's catch up with some people who've been frozen this entire time.
or furniture. I mean, there's a
Right.
lot of
Yeah,
everything.
we got a lot to fix.
A lot of fix. We got $5 from Rita Awad.
Thank you.
We finally got the answer of why Yugioh said back in episode 1 that he looks like Transamu Rhynak. They dropped so many hints in episode 1, like the Go Rush You fountain, which we learned about in the season 1 finale. Now we need to know why Yui can detect aliens.
Yeah.
that's
We
a
just
plot
talked about
point. His
that
hair.
3-4 minutes ago.
His hair.
His hair.
Wow. Oh, look at this. Dylan bringing
and
in
here
snacks.
comes the sweets from the guy that has no diet.
Dylan, what was your diet today? What'd you eat today?
There we are. There we are. Here it is. Here it is. We do it because we care.
I do want to say Satsuki, very, very nice.
Yes.
Human being.
First international guest. I didn't even think of that.
That was actually a great line.
Did not even
First,
think of that.
first
I want you to
Canadian,
think of that one.
first international guest. Satsuki Adachi, who I'm sure if you've watched my Twitch streams, you've seen that username. Someone who has been very supportive of this channel, very supportive of me. And that's definitely, it's always been my favorite part. I mean, we got to meet Colin Cleves recently,
that
Kay for
guy.
the first time, a lot of people. That's always been my favorite part of this, man, being able to meet people and, you know, having people come by and that's great. I'm very
No,
lucky.
It's
very
great.
blessed.
It's nice to have
Yeah,
guests
he was awesome.
again. And what a great way to wrap up kind of the 2023 year.
Yep.
Really, really fun.
Yeah, he was awesome. He was awesome.
Yeah, you got to give a shout out to that guy, Colin, man.
Yes.
You never know what that guy's up to, you know?
Colin, I'm sure, loves my Yuga takes.
I know he loves them.
Some of that.
He thinks I'm a great guy.
Great guy.
We're on the rain, by the way.
Oh, Lorena, thank you for the $2 donation. And thank you, Rita and Solid Snack. Solid Snack was supposed to be our first guest from Canada back during the Jump Festa that I got
and
COVID
then you
for.
screwed it.
Literally had a flight booked
Yeah.
and every. I thought he was talking about it in the Discord. I feel horrible about that.
Hey, but hey, there's always another time he could possibly do it.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Would love that. Lorena, thank you for the $2 donation. What I want from next arc, Manya apologizing for what she did. She's not a villain, and I dislike her because of that one duel. You know the one I mean, right? Dredge, I'll let you talk
I'll
about
let
it.
you guys talk
I'm
about
not getting involved in
I'll let you guys talk
Hey,
about
well,
it.
we got to talk about it.
We don't have to.
She donated. You have to talk about it.
Let me reread it, because I got to process what you're saying. What am I apologizing for what she did. She's not even a villain, and I didn't like her because... Yeah, I mean, I go back
She
to
was a bully.
Go back to the Jump Festa stream and just just when you see me intently talking to the mic, just turn the volume back on. You're gonna that's all you need to know. Yeah, Manyan does need to apologize. Again, I don't think it's if she's gonna be involved in season 3, I would love for her to apologize. I think that'd be great. I don't know how involved she will be. I mean, again, if she apologized, I'm a forgiving person, so I think I'd be okay with it. But if she just comes back, acts like nothing happened, is that same character, I won't be happy about it. I'll just be honest. Just truthfully.
Dredge will be God forgives, Dredger doesn't.
I think.
Why you gotta bring God? Like, why? We were doing so good, and you bring religion into it. Like,
See, you know what I was gonna say? I was gonna say, kind of a Hollywood kind of mantra is bad bitches. They don't apologize.
I mean, at this point, the expletive for this, we might as well just keep going. We might as well make the most possible.
It's 9:30. We can do whatever we want.
Oh, God.
It's after dark time.
Limestone, thank you for the $2 donation. Hopefully they don't make Manabu more of a joke. Getting Bastion Misawa flashbacks.
Oh no.
Well,
oh no.
it's not a horrible comparison, but I don't think Manabu. I don't know if Manabu was ever supposed to be all that important of a character. I know he was one of the first characters we met, and I think because we associate him so closely with Gakuto, that maybe we think that he's part of the main crew, but he's not part of the main crew.
No.
And I don't know.
Otherwise, they're treating the main crew real bad.
Yeah, and I don't
Real
know
bad.
if he ever really was supposed to be, but I do get it that his character is kind of like on that redemption arc. I think he's on the up.
We have felt this way about a couple characters that their counterparts we were very fond of, right? Manabu is obviously one of them. I would say Asana's counterpart here.
100%.
Also goes in that category there. She
Asana's
has
the
done
queen of it.
next to nothing, and I love Asana. So her counterpart has done almost nothing in the show.
She was detrimental to this duel. She started an argument
Yeah.
when Udius had his first turn.
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough.
Yeah.
So I think we have to. It's hard sometimes, but I think we have to sometimes pull that out of our mind of like, okay, these are not the same characters. They're not even the same level of importance.
Yeah.
We have to reframe our minds. It's okay.
How's that cookie?
No, it's great, dude.
Is that the only thing you've eaten today? That and Chili's?
No, I had Wendy's.
Dude.
You should have lied to me.
Dude.
Just lie to me. Say something
actually,
else.
I appreciate that you didn't lie.
You do? I would have rather lie.
God almighty.
I know, right?
Next donation.
All right, we're over to me. I got $10 from Gamesy Jake.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jake.
Hi, Dylan. We're working on the Pokemon ROM hack for you and Dredge. Also, what day would be good for lunch?
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm dealing with an illness, but
Literally.
what was
I
I?
don't
So
know why
I-
I'm sitting next to you. That's probably not a good
Well,
decision.
No, I think we're immune, Dredge, at this point.
No, I mean,
we've been around him
I mean,
so
we
much.
were gonna do it remote, but with Satsuki coming
Yeah.
up, and I don't think I'm like that contagious. I'm just run down,
Just a little contagious.
just a tad contagious.
Just a little bit.
Well,
He could kill you.
but which is why, besides these streams, I haven't streamed in like a week and a half
God,
now.
it's been so peaceful.
P was so behaved when Satsuki's here. Now it's just like Satsuki's
Hey,
gone.
hey, listen, I can do whatever I want. The guest is gone. Bree's here. Welcome in, Bree. I can do whatever I want. You know what I mean?
So, very good to see you. I'm hoping soon. I will keep you updated on my health. Hopefully, I'll be back early next week. But thank you so much, Jake.
Oh gosh, we got 30. I think it's euros from Adam S.
Oh, geez, Adam. Thank you, my man.
Now Qu Duel is gone, and I can say it. If I had a nickel for every time a show in 2023 brought the narrator into the plot as an antagonist to be redeemed, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird it happened twice.
I have no idea what that second show could be.
Honestly, I'm not sure. 2023 narrator antagonist. Cause
I'd love to know the other show, Adam.
Yeah, what's the other show, Adam? If you're still here, please. It's
Could
gonna
it be
bother
like-
me all night long.
Could
so
it be
please
like
tell me.
Pokemon or something?
It'll haunt you in your
Or
sleep.
Digimon?
You'll wake up and
No, I don't
sweat
think it's
just
that.
thinking about
Is it anime though? Like that's my question.
Oh, it might not be anime.
That's where I'm
True.
like, I don't know.
We got the anime brain. Might not be that.
Yeah.
Oh, like but they had a bloater animate the Last of Us HBO series. It could be that, right? The bloater.
Why are we friends with him? It's best because it doesn't pick this up.
I think what happened is we felt bad at one point in high school, and I think we just haven't been able to tell him no ever since. I think that's really the problem. Oh Lord!
I might be misremembering.
You know,
that,
I ask people every time they come here. I didn't get to ask Satsuki, but I ask people every time, and I say, "Do you regret coming here once you see how we really are?"
a lot of people say yes.
No, more often than not, people say no, and then I question. Well, this is why you're part of the community. This makes a lot of sense because you're also crazy. That makes sense. I don't know what that says about your community.
I don't know. Listen, I don't know.
We got
man.
$10 from Colin.
Thank you, Colin. And thank you, Adam. That was a very generous donation.
Thank
Write
you.
in the chat what the other
Yeah,
show
I'm
is.
waiting to see,
I'd
yeah.
love to know, Adam.
Looking
Thank
for
you.
it. If I had a nickel, what are the odds? If I had a nickel for every time Yuga dipped from the show,
We'd be rich.
I'd have 3 nickels, which isn't much, but it makes me think Yuga just likes ditching people at a moment's notice.
Yeah, it's a little selfish. I mean, Yuga, I'll be honest. I mean, he does love just pulling the old vanishing act.
Colin's literally setting
too. So, yeah, I mean, listen, if we what did Colin say? If he had a nickel for every time Yuga was selfish, he'd be a millionaire. I'm sorry. I am kidding. I'm playing into it. I'm playing into it.
Yeah, what do I ever say?
I'm playing into it. I'm not being serious. No, actually, I think you said it very well, Pete, that Yuga does have that genius element to him.
Yeah.
Where
Like, he's still at fault for sure, but
Yeah.
that genius element of
he's a poor communicator.
He's not a good communicator.
No,
he
he's-
never has been.
he's a bad
He wasn't in
communicator.
sevens either.
almost like your communication skills when playing Fortnite.
Those or any multiplayer game. They're bad.
True.
Yeah.
You know you have to work as a team in there, right?
Okay. Last of Us factions.
You were
I-
terrible.
No, hold
I
on.
heard this story
Hold
already
on.
tonight.
I was a bad communicator, but you're duoing with someone. You rolling out with me or you rolling out with Nick T?
I mean, I'm obviously okay. That's asking rolling out with you or rolling out with a dead cat on the controls. I mean, come on. What are we actually talking about? Give me a legitimate question there. I mean, it's ridiculous.
A dead
That doesn't
cat.
take away from the fact that you
Yikes.
lone wolfed it constantly and got us killed for no reason because you just disappear off the mic for 5 minutes at a time. But all right, no worries. Ask me a legitimate question.
that was a very long, convoluted way to say I'd pick you. So thank you. All right.
I would pick. Dredger's never played the game in his life.
He picked
Not a
me.
second. I would give him the controller upside down, and I pick him.
Over
Yeah,
Nick T.
Over
yeah,
Nick T.
I
Oh,
play
okay.
better than Nick T. Yeah.
And I he's not going to watch this. So I'm going to worry.
Oh,
about
no, you don't need to worry about
it. No, I'm going to worry about it.
No, he would never even know.
He's out there soaking the Florida sun down there. You don't know what's going on. Probably
Yeah.
5 Mai Tais deep. You don't know what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
We got $5 from Max.
Thanks, Max.
You should rank the pro tags ace monsters, including the secondary ones. Example: Firewall, Decode, Neos. What is that?
Flame
Flame
Wingman.
Wingman. Jeez, Rhynac, Oblivion, etc.
Good idea, actually. I'm going to write that one down. That was Max, right?
Yep, Max.
Yeah, I like that idea. I was going to do ranking all of the shows when Go Rush ends, but I guess I get another year before I have to make that video. That's going to be very well received by a lot of people, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, it's cool. I'm actually very much looking forward to ranking all the shows when they end. Now that we know Go Rush gets 3 years, Qu Duel, really good villain. I'll tell you, Go Rush is
Still
on
gotta
a
finish
very
strong.
good trajectory.
Gotta finish strong.
If it finishes strong and they can have another really, really good villain, there's a chance Go Rush can touch top 3.
Wow, really?
Definitely.
Wow.
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely. Right now, if it ended, well, I can't really say that because
No,
it'd be
it
weird.
would be weird.
But
Yeah.
right now, it's probably like 4 or 5 for me right now.
You know what the narrative is going to be if you do that, right?
What's that?
It's going to be this guy's just a shill for Rush Duels.
You're right.
This guy hates Master Duels. He always has.
Well, even if I put Go Rush like 4th and 6th, right? Like Go Rush 4th, 7th, 6th, they'd still say that.
Oh, they're gonna.
I can't believe you have these
This guy's Yugioh everything. He's representing the brand.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm ready for those comments. I didn't want to make that video. I said if we ever broke 100K, which we did, so thank you
did.
for that. I didn't think that would
Hey,
happen.
here's to 200.
No.
It's going to happen.
Eventually.
No.
$5 from Natalie.
Thank you, Natalie.
I get tired of character hatred for characters like Yusaku, Aoi, Yuga, Yuhi Season 1, and you, and it feels very annoying. Media literacy matters.
Well, that's why I think, you know,
I think we almost talked about
Yeah.
that a little earlier, too.
and like, you know, you just try not to engage in those sorts of conversations because you're probably not going to change people's minds, especially on the internet.
I can tell you from experience, you're not going to change their minds, so just don't.
Yeah.
You're just wasting your time. You know, talk to people who feel the same way about shows as you do. That'll make you feel better about it. But if you're talking to somebody who clearly doesn't like
Or
something,
people who are more open to
or more
talking
open, that's
about it.
fair too.
Yeah, because I don't want you to give off the impression that only speak to people in an echo chamber. It's like, yeah, don't do that.
Okay, well, that,
Speak
but
to rational people.
there you go.
That's how you should.
Well said. Well said.
Like, for instance, Treasure, what 5D's villain do you have in your top 10?
5 5D. Godwin.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Hey.
You don't have to. That's fine. You know me. I'm very open. You don't have to have it.
It's a respectable debate, though.
Yeah, that's fine.
I respect his
I know
decision.
you ain't
Yeah.
putting. I know what characters you're not putting in there.
I actually thought it would have been Zone. I'm surprised it's not Zone.
You don't. What do you mean? I've never been big on Zone.
I didn't know that.
I won't lie to you. I watched 5D so fast, I kind of blacked out the last part of the show. I got to rewatch. Because I was thinking back.
Last part of the show is great.
I know that's the problem. I remember like the going back in the past.
You were just thinking about Carly.
No, not at all. I really wasn't thinking about her. I remember like the riding duels and like the Team Unicorn, but like, and then even like the Greek gods came out. We got Loki, Thor. But I'm telling you right now, like some of it is like blurred. I got to rewatch. That's why I'm rewatching it. Like you saw me having it on upstairs the other day. It was on.
Yeah.
Because I remember because I was trying to catch up on everything, so I was like just grinding. I think lost out a little bit on it as well. So I definitely want to.
But the point there, Natalie, even though I don't have Godwin in my top 10, I'd hear his reasoning. He'd hear mine, and we'd have a good respect.
You wouldn't hear mine.
Well, you haven't finished the show.
I haven't finished all.
Finish it.
I'm saying I haven't finished all of the series.
Oh,
So that limits my.
but you
list.
love Bowman.
I love Bowman.
Yeah.
So that would be a debate that I would have.
And there's people that would hear that and say, "Oh." Like,
I think most people would do that.
Yeah.
So, and I'll die on that hill. That's okay.
I don't hate Bowman.
That's okay. I'll die on that.
Bowman's not bad. I think my issue was just like he just had so many duels.
The identity changes were very annoying.
It's weird.
It's
But
evolving.
true. That's the argument.
That's
Yeah,
one way
exactly.
to argue it. Yeah.
It's just what happened.
No, that's the thing. It's a beautiful place when you can, have a debate. And there are plenty of people who aren't going to agree with you, but are not going to be dicks about it.
Yeah.
Avoid the dicks. That's always been my advice
And
when it comes
there's
to
a quote for the Discord.
online discourse.
All right, we got 5 Australian from Electric Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin.
This and last arc from start to finish was awesome. It really saved season 2 for me since the 5th arc was pretty bad. Which one was 5th arc?
5th arc was Ryugu Brothers, which I think you're in agreement there.
Yeah,
that
you
to
know
me
what it
is.
is?
I agree with Kevin. That is the weakest arc of the season. I do have 6 and 7 ahead of 5. Yeah.
Yeah, because the problem with 5 is
The ending.
just like the ending. Like you did so much good work.
Well, going back in
To
7s
end
was
it like
great.
that.
was great.
Yeah.
That was in the 5th arc.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think we forget how great the 5th arc was for a bit
But it's-
until it wasn't.
But that's why bad. That's why
That ending's really
rough endings with characters
hurt.
are rough, and that's what always gets me very upset when I think back to Arc 5 because people really discredit Arc 5, but like the first 64 episodes of that show and the setup and the ambition and then bringing like Jack
you
and
said
Crow
it-
in.
You thought it was going to be like kind of genre changing.
I did say genre changing. I thought that Arc 5, and I do believe this with the first 60 so episodes before we went to Synchro, had the potential to be by far the best Yu-Gi-Oh show ever.
That's where. What's that one character?
Shun.
It's Shun.
Yeah,
That's the one that you love.
He's
right?
phenomenal.
You
Akiba
love Shun.
Reiji's phenomenal.
Is that also? Is that the show at Yugioh?
Yuto is great.
You like
yeah.
Yugioh too,
Yep.
right? Yeah.
But I thought they'd bring him back early, but they never really did. But anyway, that's why rough endings can really sour the opinions of a lot of people. So. And I think that's kind of Arc 5. The 5th arc of Go Rush suffers from a similar thing on a smaller scale, of course, because it's not the whole show. Game of Thrones, right? If you want to compare it to a TV show.
hey.
Where's Caliber?
I always bring it up, but that's the one that I always think of.
Again, I love Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
But again, the ending is just. It's just not.
Well,
it's not well written.
When you went away from the books because they're not done yet, and you had to make up your own ending, that's gonna kind of happen.
Yeah, of course.
Yep.
And
Again,
again,
I think the audacity of Game of Thrones is that they gave them. I think they were like, "Yeah, we'll give you a full season. We'll give you 10 episodes." And they're like, "We can do it in less." I'm like, "Why would you say that? Like, why wouldn't you? If the studio is giving you more episodes." Take it.
Yeah.
I'm just more surprised they didn't make it into the ending was a movie. I'm more shocked they didn't do something like that because that was big around then.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but yeah, I agree. The 5th arc was probably the weakest, and then 6 and 7 I have 3rd and 4th overall. So yeah, cool.
We got $2 from Nick Schoner.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you, Nick.
Rip best villain in Rush so far. #Rip Qu Duel.
Fully
Yeah, that's
agree.
just fact.
Fully agree.
No, I mean-
It's funny. I haven't really
He's
seen
with Master
anyone.
now.
I haven't really seen anyone argue it because I don't think you can argue.
I don't think.
I mean, could you?
There's not even
Yes.
anyone that could get close to it in Rush. Come
No.
on, let's be real.
Yuga and Yuo don't have the length.
And I like those characters,
Yeah.
but they certainly don't have the length or their redeemability at the end is so quick.
And then Otis, come on.
I mean, joke. Guy's a joke.
Yeah, he is. He is.
Out here throwing rocks at children in space.
At the moon, but yes.
We got $5 from Ice Aiden.
Ice
Aiden.
Thank you, Ice Aiden.
Hello, Yugi Bros. This was a great episode. I
Yes.
can't wait to see a possible evil Yuamu.
Possible evil Yuamu. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. Something's got to happen. Something's got to happen to her for sure.
Something's got to give.
Something's got to give. Yeah, because Yuamu is in a position where like she needs something for her character, and hopefully we will get a twist. Because if we don't get a twist and nothing's changing with her and she's just off the poster, that is a really bad sign.
Really bad.
That's a horrible sign.
You don't think it's the Star Wars treatment or any major kind of movie studio where sometimes the main female is just not there, or main character's just not there? Because it does happen.
It does happen. Pete, I just gotta hope that's not the case. It's definitely a fear of mine. It's definitely a fear.
I'd rather that they cut her out of the poster than her turn evil. Right? Like, she's still prominent and she's like our normal Yumu, but like they just
Oh yeah,
someone
no,
messed up.
that would be fine.
They just cut her out.
I don't think that'll be the case. I think her going evil is probably, given what the poster represents, the best path forward for her character at this
really
point.
See that? I like Twin Power.
I like Twin Power too, but you know what?
You see
I
the
don't know.
little Yuhi moment when the explosion happened? And he kind of put his arm in front of her. Kind of was like
Oh, no,
that
I didn't
instinct
actually.
there of
I didn't.
protect his sister. I thought that was cute.
Maybe that's the moment where she's like, "Why do you always feel the need to protect me?" And then you get something from there. And then we're gonna keep looping you. I thought that moment was cute. I thought that moment was cute.
That right there is in a nutshell of why you are not a writer of anything. Right there.
Hey, I am not a writer. I will never claim to be one. 77% thought it was great, 14% good, 5% decent. 2 people thought it was a bad episode. Cool stuff.
Still only adds up to 98, but that's okay.
Yeah,
all right.
I don't know
We're
where
used to
the
it.
missing votes
Yeah, where's
are.
DJ? We need him to add it up.
Yeah.
Just check the count. $5 from Legendary Duels.
Thank you, JC.
For Season 3 filler, I want a redemption for Manabu. He was mistreated and it gets under my skin. A real Udius versus Yuhi would be great to see too. Second part, I 100% agree.
Second part, I agree with. Manabu, I don't view Manabu. I think Manabu has always been written to be kind of a bit of a flawed character, honestly. And like, I don't think it was the writers mistreating him. Like, I always think he's had that arrogant streak in him. And then, like, it is a shame the way that he was treated versus like how the Ryugu brothers were treated in that 5th arc. That was kind of like the beginning of the downfall for his character when he went after Yugioh and everyone. But like,
you don't think he represents like the typical government agent, right?
Yeah.
A little arrogant.
Yeah,
They
no,
have-
he definitely
They have a little
does.
too much power. They
Definitely.
use it, and then they could be regretful, and they're trying to do some PR.
That's 100%, and
Yeah.
that's what we've seen with him. So I
Kinda
think
feels like
we're
that's what
already
he is.
kind of getting his redemption. Where it goes from here, working like the entry level jobs and stuff. Where it goes from here, we'll have to wait and see.
But JC, I do agree with you. They did treat him. I said that
Oh my
before.
God,
Way worse than
that was
everybody else who did worse things, like
Yeah.
the Ryuga brothers. Yeah, I mean,
he was the scapegoat.
That was kind of he was the scapegoat, and he was also the butt of the joke.
No, that was messed up. But he still chose to act the way he did against Yugioh.
I mean,
and
for
everyone.
sure. But
Yeah.
I also was an advocate of putting Phaser in prison. So
Oh, yeah,
that's
yeah.
where I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, Phaser I get, but
The man
Yugioh and them.
occupied the place for 2 years.
No, Phaser I
We
get,
just act like it didn't happen.
but like but him going after Yugioh and using the ray beam on Yugioh.
Yeah, it was messed up.
That was
It was messed up.
Yeah.
We got 41 months of Slifer Red.
Thank you,
From Nicholas
Yer.
Horton
Nicholas Ornier.
at Justice for Rebecca Edge Runners.
Oh no, she's gone.
Here we go. Oh, boy.
He's got to pull out
Yeah.
the. I think it's a.
I
YouTube.
hope you all have a great New Year weekend. Same to you.
You too. Happy
Nicholas.
New Year. Okay. I've said often I hate this guy.
Rebecca gets the shout out, so Rebecca gets added to the table. Nicholas Horton. Shout out to Rebecca. I'm getting emotional thinking about it.
I knew you were gonna do it. I knew it.
Thank you, Nick. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the 41 months.
Oh God.
I really want to stay at your house.
You remember when you
I
talk about why your throat is shot after these? There you go.
Do you remember that song?
Yes. Why did you think of that song?
Yeah,
Was it something you watched?
No,
or
it's
something?
Cyberpunk. I
I
couldn't
don't
wait. for-
remember that. Like,
Oh, yeah.
What episode was that in?
That was in like all the episodes, and it was at the very end.
Oh yeah.
The love song. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't watched it
I
since I saw it with
couldn't-
Maddie.
yeah.
So it's been a while. It's been over a year.
I know. I couldn't wait for you to come and clear the cupboards. But
We got
now
5
you're
Australian from Electric Kevin.
There you go.
Who would you say is the best antagonist from each Yu-Gi-Oh series?
Oh shit.
For me, it's Marek, Yubel, Zone, Vector, Yuri, Lightning,
Thank you
Nail, and
for
Qu
the
Duel.
dono.
He's writing them down, so give him a second.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd-
you could speak more than I can.
I agree with the first two for sure. Marek, Yubel. For 5Ds, I'd probably I like Godwin. I think Godwin was cool. I like the little twist with him, which I don't know if Pete's got to, but he'll see eventually. I can't attest to Vector. I've heard Vector's great. Me and Pete actually.
We're gonna get back.
I think tomorrow or Friday we're gonna be doing some work.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we're gonna be getting some work in. I can't attest to Arc 5. In Vrain's
What did he say in
Lightning.
Arc 5?
Arc 5 was Yuri.
Yeah.
Vrain's Light. Yeah, it's probably light. It's
Yeah.
Lightning. If you count Revolver, if which no one likes to count the rival character. If you count the rival character, I would probably say Revolver. But we're not counting the rival. Then Lightning, yes. Nail in 7s. I like go at Yuga just because the swirly twist be come and go. That's me for that one. And then this one, Qu Duel. That's not even a question. Yep.
God. The only 2 shows I've fully completed are Vrains and 7s, and then in Goat Rush. I mean, Goat Rush is easy when it's Qu Duel. 7s is a hard one because like Vrains is lightning, but like 7s, it's like, oh god, like who's the best antagonist there? I guess in captivating sense, I guess I'd pick Yugioh.
Yeah.
But it's a really tough pick there because there's really nobody.
You're not going to like my pick.
I know your pick gonna be terrible because I know where it is. But go.
Marek, Yubel,
Yeah.
Zone, Vector.
Wait,
I have Zone a
Wow.
bit ahead of Godwin, yes.
Oh, so you talked all this.
Yeah, they're
ish.
not in my top 10.
There
Neither
you
of them.
go. Okay.
Neither of them.
Okay.
I-
So
wait,
hold on.
Wait,
Hold on.
yeah,
So
we're
five.
going.
Hold on.
We got 'em.
So 5Ds is your favorite show.
Correct.
But the
None of
villains
them.
of the show don't make the top 10.
None of them are bad, but none of them are top 10, correct.
So what makes the show number 1 for you then?
That's a fair
The
question.
main characters, the supporting cast,
Are
the
the
overall
characters
storyline.
built up by the antagonists that they go against?
I mean, you could make that case, but Satisfaction Town's one of my favorite arcs, and as Dredger knows, there was no main villains in that arc. The characters in that show are incredible, and the villains are good, not great, in my opinion.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay, yeah. Sorry, apologies. Continue.
Vector,
Yeah.
Jean-Michel Raget,
That's a crazy one.
Lightning, Otis, and Qu Duel.
Wait.
Well, we knew Otis was gonna.
Wait a
I knew
minute.
that's
No,
what you were
listen.
gonna say.
Bro, but this is like the Yuga stuff. He just roasted Otis that he was awful.
He's not
and then
good.
He's his favorite.
He's not great. I think Sevens, as I said in my biggest disappointments video, I think Sevens has the worst villains in any Yu-Gi-Oh. I stand by that.
You're
What
right.
makes him the best villain though? Just because he's last?
I think because I still believe that him leading the story the way that he did, the foreshadows that we never got, which again is not great for him. But like the other villains were just not there longevity wise,
I'm not.
and they didn't have an
completely-
impact.
I'm not completely roasting you because I could see
No.
where you're coming from there because
I
there's
get what you're
really
saying.
no selection choice.
That's what it is.
It's
But
more so you're
just-
roasting.
I think I
That's
have such a taste in my mouth, a bad taste
Yeah.
of like he could have been something cool. and
Agreed.
it just went nowhere.
Yeah, I agreed. It
and
really
the fact
didn't go
that we're
anywhere.
still continuing basically with them gives me a little bit of hope.
Yeah.
But and what we've gotten so
That might be a
far,
hope pick.
I think I couldn't pick him just because I'm more disappointed in it.
Yeah. I mean, Go Yuga lasted 4 or 5 episodes. Yuo lasted.
At least Swirly was around though.
Yes, but like, still, he wasn't influencing the story as Swirly.
He was barely speaking.
yeah.
I wasn't even literate.
Hey.
Yuo-
I still called it.
Yuo would be second for me, and then like, but none of them are good as villains.
Oh,
none of
no.
them.
But you have to pick
there's-
somebody.
That's why I have to pick Otis. Because at least he, like, I feel like I get what they were trying to do with him. It was just executed very, very poorly. But he was supposed to be that foil for Yuga, the one that was manipulating the whole story. The twist at the end where he was working with the Ko girls, kidnapped Go Yuga, Like, it was all there. It's just the execution was very poor. And maybe I'm somewhat hopeful that we are going to get that expanded on in the
I get
show.
where you're going.
Yeah.
Did you give any momentary consideration for someone like Nail? Because
No, I didn't.
I know where we ended with him at the end, but for his arc and what he did in the first 2 arcs, it was pretty good.
No, Nail is a great character. I guess I just don't view him as a villain.
But remember, he was back in episode 6.
I know.
and all that.
Well,
Well, that's why I asked about for picking my brains. I'm like, if you count Revolver, I would argue Revolver.
Well, do you count I? Because I might. Pick
Oh,
I
then
like
exactly.
that's why it's such a fascinating topic, because it's like, what do you count? What don't you count? It's fascinating.
Yeah.
So I don't count Nail in that, but I mean, yeah, I can see why you would count him, because he was that arc villain. But like, he showed up in 23. He was defeated by 26.
Right, but we know he had influence back to arc 1.
Yes.
Remember the diner?
Yeah, where he
restaurant
was looking through the
scene?
camera.
Like, so
yeah.
he was around.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's an interesting one. Yeah.
It's something to throw out there. Also, I think too, I is a little bit underrated in Vrains, and I understand that was the shortened season and everything. And
Yeah, oh, no,
maybe you
he's
don't
great.
View him as much as a villain.
Yeah, I
but
don't.
I think
That's
he's
the
kind
thing.
of like, it was tragic, and I do think that deserves a little more kind of respect than it normally gets paid attention to.
Agreed. Yeah, I just don't consider him a villain. But yeah,
Even
I
if you
agree.
don't, I think as an antagonist, right? I think he basically signed his friend up to kill him.
Yep.
I think that was the whole point.
Oh yeah.
So, pretty dark.
Yeah, it is dark. And then Duel Links, of course, they bring him back. But if you don't count Duel Links, then yeah.
It is canon technically, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know, it's interesting. I think I had some in agreement there
Yeah,
for sure.
that's how it works. We got $10.01 Canadian from Pick Rick.
Thank you, Pick
Pick.
Rick.
Hopefully next arc we see Shubaha Duel. Cause 1, we need the gear that's inside him to unfurniture people.
Agreed.
And 2, I want to see Buster Blader again. Maybe Buster Blader fusion, perhaps.
Let's do it.
Let's
cook it up.
Thank you, Buster Blader for fusion. the dono. God, gives me flashbacks to Yugioh Pro. There's a Buster Blader fusion that just like completely shuts Dragon decks down. It's not a whelp is the little thing that you fuse with. Destruction, Buster Blader, Destruction Swordsman. It's something along those lines. So yeah, I mean, Buster Blader's archetype in the real game does have fusions.
Kevin said Destruction Swordsmaster.
Oh, okay, so I was close. I said swordsman, sword. Thank you. So yeah, I mean, it would be really cool. I'm actually not. I like Shubaha. I'm not opposed to that one at all.
I
I'm
would
not
like that.
opposed to it, and I do agree. Pickrick's right. Like, that gear is still out there. Is that how we get Tremolo and Denois
I mean,
and all
please.
these? Yeah,
Please, for the love of God.
that joke is kind of like
it's gone.
run its
Okay, it's
course,
over.
yeah.
Let's bring everybody back.
no, it's not even a joke. They just act like it's normal.
Yeah.
You know, so like it's time to bring it back.
What I do like is a little joke / tension between him and kind of like Phaser.
Mm-hmm.
I think I think that's a little bit funny.
Yeah, with the girls.
No, and more in Shubaha.
Oh,
Because
Shubaha.
he's a
yeah.
hunter of the dragons.
Who's your favorite of the girls?
I'm definitely not going to answer that. I've never given any thought to it
All right.
because they're irrelevant.
Okay.
You should have 3 over there.
You see what you're trying to do?
No, I'm trying to ask the real questions. I'm trying to ask the hard-hitting
I
questions.
think Dredge is out on us for the night. I think he's tapped out.
No, I'm just like.
He's like, "Where's Cal and Nick T, man? I need these guys." back."
No, I don't.
If you want to bring back alcoholism,
I don't
sure,
miss
then you
those
can miss
two.
them.
Yusaku, the network defender, thank you for the $2 donation. Hi, Pete and Dredge. Hope you guys are well. I, Takeru, Shoichi, and Jin had a wonderful Christmas. Aoi and Akira on a family vacay. I think Emma went with them. Thank you for the. Now, let's be honest. Emma goes with Aoi and
Hey.
Akira on a family
Hey.
vacation. What's
Hey.
happening there?
Hey, there's something. Hey, there's something going on. Hey, she's got to break some news to her best friend.
Dredge, what's happening there?
I'll read the next donut.
He's not playing along.
I think that
We know what's happening.
What happens?
We know what's going
say
on.
It. Say
Hey.
it. Say it nice and clear. into the
listen.
microphone right
Hey,
here.
they're beautiful
Just
single
say
people.
it right.
they're yes, no. Akira and Emma are beautiful single people. Pete's right.
So I'll leave it there.
Yeah, there's not more to say.
Okay, good. Continue.
But I mean, if the Lorena, Thank you for the $2 donation. If I
Thank
was
you.
sidelined for an entire season, it would be my villain origin arc. Yuumu becoming a villain is justified. Also, I'm still not over Studio Gallop sidelining girl characters, so Yuumu becoming evil would be a good direction for her character.
The dono.
Yeah, I think her being evil is better than her being irrelevant.
If she, yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
True, yeah. If it's one or the other, I mean, you almost need her to be relevant, I think.
And I will try to put a little bit of your fear at bay, Lorena. I do know a lot of people feel this way when it comes to girl characters because of Studio Gallop, because of them sidelining a lot of their girl cast, making them become damsels in distress, not letting them win any big duels. I think Studio Bridge has proven to this point that they do girl characters a lot better. I know Yuumu has been a little bit disappointing, but Roman won a lot of big duels, and I thought her character was really good. Go Ayuna, I think, is maybe the best girl character in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! I've loved her story, and the fact that we get another year to see her character continue to hopefully grow is going to be really, really exciting. There's people that love Rovian as well, so...
Why won't you just say me by name?
Well, because Nick T does too. And there's
Not
people
really.
out there that love Rovian.
He doesn't really. I don't think Nick T really.
He goes after Dredge's poeming ability whenever he brings
I think
up
he
a
just
Rovian.
does that to take shots at Dredge, which I mean, I personally wouldn't do that. Have you seen how big this guy is?
Of course, I'm
I
looking at
wouldn't
him.
even dream of doing
Yeah,
that.
I wouldn't dream of it.
dream of it.
Yeah. But Lorena, I will say until Studio Bridge does something really bad with their girl characters from a quantity perspective, I think we should give them the benefit of the doubt. But I definitely think your fear is understandable given what we're used to with Yu-Gi-Oh! Girls. Delayed on MTA, thank you for the $2 donation. Hot take, I've got to put Bandit Keith in the upper villain rankings. Really easy to dislike his antics on and off the duel field, and his slot machine cards were awesome. Bandit Keith was a POS, but there's no way he's top 10.
No.
That's the most
That-
cap I've
He
ever heard
said
in my life.
upper villain
All
rankings.
I'm
He
gonna
didn't
say
say top 10.
is I'm starting to sweat, like profusely.
I mean,
like
Bandit
that's hot
Keith-
take. It's hot
Yeah,
take.
because
I mean, Dill, you speak on this. You cosplayed him once upon a time.
Yeah, I have his wig. And
Did you
his
feel like you
jacket.
channeled him in that moment as a top 10 villain?
Well, I am an American. I don't think I'm greedy or have a gambling problem because those are other big traits of his. So, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think me being an American is the only thing I had in common with him.
Sure.
And he's not a great duelist either, so probably that.
Okay, at least you could recognize that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got one more of it.
But he should have beaten Joey, which I probably would if I dueled him.
I'm not even touching.
Delayed, thank you.
Nope, not saying it. Just you know.
He also lost to Joey while cheating, so he was not close to beating Joey. Oh man, Space Cowgirl, thank you so much for the very, very generous $40 donation.
yeah.
Oh, yurt.
There it is.
Space Cowgirl, thank you so much. 1856. Which did we ever learn what that number,
I
the
actually
significance of
mentioned
that?
to her, and she never told me. It's actually
I think it was just a bunch of random.
It's honestly it's on my most unanswered questions about people that have visited here.
It's not her birth year because that would make her 150 years old. She's not.
She would be born
166.
before the Civil War. So yeah, I think it's safe to
Did
say.
something like was that like a big year? 1856.
Why'd you ask her?
Pete's your
asking.
history guy.
She's here in the chat.
Who's y'all?
1856, not a great year. Yeah, Bleeding Kansas going on during that time. We were 4 years out from the Civil War.
Dysentery was running rampant.
I mean, probably,
Yeah.
yeah, but not a great time.
Space Cowgirl's message: who's y'all's favorite of the girls? Well, it's a great question. I imagine of the Tremolo
Yeah,
girls.
I guess it came back.
All right, well now we got to answer.
Well,
I can't put a
I
picture.
don't even remember
I'll pull them up
what
here.
their names are.
I can't pull a picture of them up because Streamlabs is.
So what are their names? I'm gonna go by color.
I'm hating life.
I'm gonna go by color.
We got to answer because it was a donation.
I guess.
Okay, there's the green-haired.
Can you make it bigger?
Yeah, there's the. Oh, that's not it.
Yeah,
There's
you're
the
POS,
There's the
man.
green-haired girl, the red-haired girl. One of them is Ange, right? Ange, I
Oh, it's
believe.
Angie?
Which one's Angie?
I don't know, but we have the green-haired Tremolo girl and Space Cowgirl. Thank you again for asking this and making us answer. The red-haired and the blue-haired.
My life.
I know mine.
All right, you go first. Then.
Yeah, definitely the red-haired girl.
Okay.
Yes, I think she was the
A lot of
funniest.
pressure, Dredge.
I go next. Oh no. I would probably say the red hair girl too. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make that 3 for 3.
All right.
Wow.
three to
Okay.
big.
3 red-haired. Yeah, the green-haired girl. I like the
Listen,
glasses, but
Red
Her
hair
hairstyle
is
is just
always gonna be the
the
case.
bangs at the top are like the curly bang. I like
Yeah.
the more straight on with like that like almost like stabby bangs. And
She seems
the blue
nicer,
just ain't it.
nicer of the 3.
God.
Stop.
No, I'm
Stop.
scared of where. What do you?
well, they also had a different form. I want to see if we can pull that form up.
Can you blow that up for me?
Actually, I think that's it.
I need that a little bit bigger.
Oh, come
God
on.
help me.
Oh my, how do you?
What is this
I don't know. It
podcast?
linked me to a Tumblr. Dude, I accidentally clicked a Tumblr link while I was on my work laptop, and it got flagged for porn. And I'm like, oh my God, are you freaking?
Did anyone talk to you?
No, it's been like a week and a half. But it was a Tumblr. And I was looking up like something Yu-Gi-Oh related for like a script I was writing, and I just see Plymouth Rock has flagged this page for. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna get called into HR.
That might be the best one. But I can't wait. I wish I was a fly on the wall with a quality review.
Dude, I
So, Mr. Prado, we have to talk to you about something.
couldn't believe it, dude.
It's the same one. It's the same. You click the same picture.
I know.
Oh my god. Was this the page that had the?
shit.
In it? Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you might want to go full
I
time on
I
this soon.
actually I might change my answer.
Mine's still the red-haired girl.
I don't know. Now I'm
what
not
are you
sure.
picking now? Blue.
No, the green.
Okay.
Yeah.
Karen.
What is that her name?
I think that is her name,
Yeah.
right? Ange is the red-haired girl.
I think so. I don't know. Ask the chat. I'd still pick red.
Thank God Nick
I-
T. Nick T would start barking.
Oh, yeah.
if he was here.
Oh my god.
You're right. Arr, arr, arr.
We got $2 from Tyler DeBoer.
Space Cowgirl, thank you for the generous donation. Tyler, thank
Space
you.
Cowgirl.
What is happening?
Tyler, how could we forget the great villain Johnny Steps?
Good
Yeah.
question.
I mean, I'll sum up what Johnny Steps did in one episode. You remember this, Stretch?
No, I blacked it out.
I can't with this podcast. What is happening?
I don't know.
help me help you. What is going on?
It's just, I always have a great time when I come here, so that's all
Oh
that
my
matters at the end of the
god.
day.
I'm gonna have dry tear ducts today. I swear.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
All right.
So, my answer to that question basically is no.
Okay.
Tyler, thank you.
Gotcha. That's all I got.
All right, I'm out of breath. We do have the episode 91 summary. I cannot pull it on screen because Streamlabs is terminated.
I know.
Oh man, it looks better than I thought it would. Dredge, do you want to read episode 91 summary again? I cannot put it up on screen.
Yes. Spoilers on the summary. Just the I'm gonna say it out loud. Episode 91. Death to Spies. Qu Duel told Yugioh about the cruel fate all Vulgarians will suffer. Yui and company are desperately looking for a way to change this grim future. Yui learns that the Hat aliens are having a secret meeting, so he disguises himself as a Hat alien to sneak into the meeting and ask Kamos, who has prophetic powers, about the future of the Vulgarians.
Kamos is
The brownish orangish hat.
on Rovian or on with
think it was on
Nostradamus.
Nostradamus.
Nostradamus,
guy.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So again, like, here's my thoughts on it. I think it's probably going to be a comedic episode because we
More than
clearly
likely.
still have plenty of time left. This is not the final arc. It's funny because before Jump Festa, this title I thought had to be serious because I was like, oh my God, we got one arc left. They're not going to do a joke episode here to start this arc. I think this will be more comedic. However, I think like most first episodes of an arc, there will be a couple of things that are going to be very important for the overall story.
Usually.
And again, this episode is in 2 weeks. And again, it's probably not going to be subbed until like January 20th, 21st, around that time. So we probably got like 3 or 4 weeks. Pete, you read this. He's sneaking in, wants to ask about the future. Aw,
Just the cat.
cute cat.
Yeah.
Dredger and Nicole have a very cute cat. What do you buy into any of this at all?
Yeah, I mean, we'll get a couple good
I think we
plot
will.
lines, but for the most part, we're going to be cooling down. We had a very intense last, like, 4
Yeah.
episodes. We'll chill out a little bit, and, we'll, I guess, hang out with a character I don't really care about in this Nostradamus guy and the meeting the hats, but,
Yeah.
whatever. I think the huge question is, it's episode 91. I mean,
Are we getting
is Spring Heel Jack
Yep.
going to show up? That's
No.
the question.
If a character jumps 30 feet in the air, I mean,
increases
at that point, We
You
will
what
know.
30 feet is.
We will know. It's like the
He has
size
no
of
clue.
the space.
Thank you for the dono.
Just don't even bother.
He's
He's counting his Funko Pops to measure.
Oh no! You know what? Because that Jack Skellington is 7 feet. So yeah, I see where I went wrong. So this basement's probably about 9 feet. So it's like 3 of these. Yeah, that's high. It's probably the whole townhouse.
You have another dono.
Okay.
Or let's just talk about the episode.
30 feet's high. You've made your point.
Like, let's say if he jumps 10 feet. That's insane.
Well, listen. Then we'll know. Then we'll know for sure.
Then we'll know if they watch.
Yeah.
And we hope they do.
I'd be honored.
It'd be great.
They're watching us. We're watching them.
That's right.
That's a good point.
We're talking about them. They're talking about us.
Exactly.
Did you hear what that guy said on that podcast?
We got to prove him
The
wrong.
guy with the giraffe neck.
He said we have to. How many more hours do we have to stay in the studio here to animate one character?
Yeah, Spring-Heeled Jack. Really?
What podcast is this? I kind of hate this podcast now.
He said Jean-Michel Raget was the best villain in Arc 5.
And then he maniacally laughs. Sounds about right.
Ah, dude. I did a good Johnny Steps impression, though. I'm proud of that.
Yeah, that was something. I can't believe someone wasted money to donate that, and that was your response.
Lorena, thank you for the $2 donation.
Thank
Who
you.
is the worst Yu-Gi-Oh villain or antagonist from each series? It'll probably be very tough to go through each one because I'm probably going to forget some. DM,
Right?
the worst
Villain.
for me is probably Noah.
Right? I mean,
Well, you hate that arc.
I mean,
Yeah, I don't hate it, but it's not the best.
ill-timed.
Yeah, it's very ill-timed.
Yeah.
The big,
Yeah.
I mean, do you consider the big 5 their antagonists? They were horrible. I didn't care about any of them. They were horrible times 5.
All right, the big
mean,
5.
really,
We'll
yeah.
take the big
All right.
5. All right. Okay.
GX.
Anyone.
Kagimaru. Yeah,
Kagimaru,
Kagimaru. It's not even close.
Yeah.
5Ds.
Worst in 5D.
You know, here's the thing though, man. 5Ds. I would also argue doesn't have really any bad villains.
So it's just mid.
No, I think they're good. I think a lot of them
they're all
are
solid.
good. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just
who
don't think any
would-
of them are phenomenal.
You could argue. No, you can't actually. I was gonna say Jack was a good villain in the beginning.
No, 5Ds has always had.
Jack was out there cooking.
Even Lawton in Satisfaction Town, I wouldn't say is bad.
Yeah, Lawton wasn't bad. No.
Divine was great for when he was on screen. So I don't know with 5Ds. Zexel, I mean, I guess Faker. I mean, he wasn't really.
I haven't watched that.
Yeah, and then Arc 5.
No.
Anyone. Probably
Yeah.
Battle Beast for you.
Probably a Zark actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh well, Battle. Yeah, if you count Battle Beast, then yes,
I mean, he
Battle
was an
Beast.
antagonist.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of the major ones, and then Vrains. I don't know if-
Kitamura.
if you count him, yeah. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
I wouldn't say Kitamura's even a
I wouldn't say Vrains had any bad villains
Well,
either. Yeah.
That's why I had to pull into the bag.
Yeah, I don't think they had any bad villains.
Bit and boot.
Oh God.
Yeah, and then 7s. Take your pick.
7s, yeah, really take your pick. I mean, really. Otis. Can he simultaneously be the best villain in 7s and the worst villain?
In your mind, because you're
Your mind,
psychotic.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's okay.
I think he might be. Oh,
Yeah, Go
God.
Hot Double 6 would be a good one.
Oh, yeah, that's a better one. And then Go Rush so far, worst villain.
I know what you're going to pick.
Oh, Ryugu Phaser.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, Ryugu
Does
Phaser.
the-
I thought you were really going to pick Rovian.
I thought it was McGrovian too.
I
would say Phaser again because of his terrible.
I didn't even think of her, to be honest with you.
The disrespect.
It's worse.
Didn't even think of her.
It didn't even matter.
All right, Rovian. All right, so yeah, this is it, boys. Arc 7 finale in
Here
the
we
books. We were joined by a man from the great north, Satsuki. It was a wonder having him on. It was great. Great guy, great
Yeah,
time,
thank you for
and
joining us.
awesome stuff. I want to thank all of you guys for joining. I know the streams and videos have been light. I'm almost getting over this issue, so hopefully we'll be back soon. Pete will be live on my Twitch tomorrow night. The Last of Us.
Oh,
also, Dredge, twitch.tv/Dredgenator, Pete Clueless Gamers. But I'm
Thank
going to
you.
let them promote themselves.
Why? You just-
All their stuff is
I
down
have
below.
nothing more to promote.
Dredge, what's
you
going on,
literally
man?
just said everything I need to say. Twitch.tv/Dredgenator. I may stream tomorrow and Friday.
I did not say that, so now we know when streams may happen tomorrow. Thank you, Dredge.
Hey,
And the link is right there in the description.
I will say Dredge, kind of over us. He's pissed.
It's just like he like promotes me,
Happy
and
New
then
Year.
they promote, and it's like I only
no.
say my Twitch.
Well,
Oh, well, I
it's,
know,
it's
I
a
love
short
you.
promotion, and then you do the full one. It's like going over the topics at the beginning of an
He's
essay.
not a writer, and he's definitely not a television director. Right?
Yes.
He has flaws. Yeah, as Dylan said, I'll be over on Twitch tomorrow, probably about anywhere from like 7:30 to 8, somewhere around there. Be streaming The Last of Us Part 2, continuing our journey there. Abby Day 2. We're about 2/3 through the game already. So, it's a very long game, so we're making progress. Come hang out, have fun. It'll be an all Last of Us stream, unlike last week, and hope you all enjoy. And if I don't see you there, Happy New Year.
I'm sorry. By the way, we're back to the old camera, which still probably looks fine because we got to figure out the lighting on the new one. But also, I apologize that I was not able to get anything up on Streamlabs, like the episode summary or anything, or the picture of the
we're
Tremolo
lucky we're
girls.
live. We're being
we're
honest.
shocked it was live.
And again, if you're on my Discord, you'll probably see this. Streamlabs has encountered a critical error. The application just crashed. Would you like to send a report to the developers? The Streamlabs logo is gone. I mean,
Right
like
at the bottom.
It's completely gone.
I guess I have to hit yes to this for the stream to end
Probably.
because I normally have to end stream
Yeah.
from Streamlabs.
Well, we'll do your sign off and then hit yes. What
Yeah,
happens.
guys, to everybody that donated, super chatted, thank you, Angie and Space Cowgirl, with very large, very generous donations. Thank you both, Girl Power. Appreciate you both. Thank you all so much for watching. This has been Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Crazy 8's episode 90, a Warrior's Farewell. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day.
Happy
Take
New
care,
Year.
guys.
Happy New Year. Good
New
night.
Year.